Hello, how's it going, everybody? What's new? Sorry, I was a couple minutes late. I was trying to take care of something and it didn't work out, but whatever. Now you can see, look at the screen. StreamYard added some new thing where they let you add a QR code in the corner. So now I have two QR codes at the same time, but I don't know which one is better to do. Like that one, that PayPal one kind of looks better. That's PayPal over there too. And I could do this one, make it a Cash App one there. I don't know. I'll have to decide. I'll have to think about it. But how's everybody doing tonight? Let's see who's here. We got Sharon Tyler. How you doing? Number 3, like my lucky number. That's awesome. Marlon Remy, what's up? Let's go. Lynn, how you doing? Gino, what's up? Mr. GS Harkman, what's up? None of your business. Fran VT, hey all, what's going on? Daniel Gagax, what's up, man? Sylvia, how you doing? I am Bob. Randy, how you doing? Terry, good to see you. Trumpinator, hey. Brian Ogden, nice to see you, buddy. Miss Hacker, how you doing? Who's handsome? Who else? Linz, what's up? Everyone else here? Okay. Hey, he's dead, Jim. What's going on, peeps? What's new? We've got a bunch of news today. We'll see what's up, what's happening, what's going on. What's the word, bird? Get it all going. I did add some new sounds for everyone, so we'll see how it works. See how it works out. The new sounds I got added. If they see everyone figure them out here. See, just
tactical assessment. Red Chinese victory. Impossible. America will never fall to communist invasion.
Yeah. So we'll see how it works. So we're going to start with the news, some little news here. So deported, brought back, moved again. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is now in Pennsylvania detention center. It's too loud? I'm too loud or the sounds are too loud? I can try to turn them down a little. Oh, she get the Mortal Kombat fatality sound? Well, I also have Does anybody know what those are from? Bella, where'd you go? Go lay down. What are you doing? Hey, go sit. Bella, 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 go lay down. What are you doing? Where are you going? He's running around over here. But anyway, so Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man deported to El Salvador by mistake, then flown back to the U.S., is now being housed in the detention center in central Pennsylvania. Dolby DTX. No, that's actually from that's from Morrowind. I have some sounds from Morrowind. I've got some sounds from Fallout. We'll see. You guys want Bella? I mean, I have to see how that works. Where am I at here? Hold on. One second. Okay. Soundboard coming in hot again. Oh, is it too loud? Or anyway, you guys want Bella? Well, Bella is for Bella. You gotta for Bella, it's a $25 donation or higher, or when we hit the $75. I mean, that's just the way Bella works. He's not gone. He's still in custody. Yeah, but Bella costs $25. She's not free. Ads. Oh shit. All right, I got it. 25. I got the ads. Sorry. Forgot to shut them off. You guys got to tell me. You got to let me know. I think they're off now. I think. Yeah, they're off now. Sorry about that. Cool Raul. Oh, there we go. Brian Olenkamp says Bella. So here we go for Bella. For Bella gets the Bella gets the Bella gets the Bella thing right here. All right. You only have 2 QR codes. Can't you get 2 more for the bottom? Well, thank you, Brian Olenkamp, very, very much for the $25. Here, I have to move her there. I got to move the camera. Got to get her. Got to get her in a proper position. She's well, let's just say she's being difficult today. Oh, she turned her whole bed too. Let me figure out 1 second. Let me fix her bed. Why is it so? What is going on here? Why is she? What is going on? Why is it? What the hell is happening? That's oh, man. I guess I don't know what the hell is going on. Why my camera looks so weird today? Why it's not? I don't know what the hell the deal is with her. I guess that's the best I can do right now until I figure out what's going on. StreamYard keeps changing stuff, so I have to apologize. Yes, they do. They keep changing stuff. Yes, they do. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway, so there she is. Oh, I gotta change the banner now to this one. So now we are $50 away from the first additional hour. We already have Bellavision. So 50. Save. Show. Go. All right. Let's go. QR code over Bella. It shouldn't be over her. It should be above her. Shouldn't be over her. It should be like right above her. Is it covering her right now? Oh, let me look. No, it's not over. It's not over her. It's just above her. Anyway, I don't know. That's the QR code. The one above Bella is the QR code for PayPal. I think it works. I'm not 100% sure. And the other one is the PayPal one. I'm sorry, the Cash App one with the Cash App. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, the Maryland man deported to El Salvador by mistake, then flown back to the U.S. But he wasn't deported by mistake, so I don't like that. And he's now being housed at the detention center in central Pennsylvania. ICE says the transfer to Moshoshana Valley will give his legal team better access. His lawyers say it won't, and they're complaining about the food, medical care, and the overall vibe. Yeah. It's so nice. The dog allows me to co-host his stream to earn him some doggy treats. It is really nice. It is. Yeah, these OCD peeps just they're Anyways, Abrego's now fighting a fresh deportation case. This time to Uganda, a country he has zero ties to, while also denying gang connections. ICE claims to link him to MS-13. He insists he's just a guy fighting for his constitutional rights. Doesn't. The PayPal QR code works. Okay, good. All right. Thank you. I wasn't sure. I was trying it and it was doing something weird, so I don't know. NBC News. Yeah. He is a gang member from El Salvador. This enforcement isn't vindictive. It's the law. If you enter illegally, you don't get to dictate terms. ICE's job is removing those who violate our sovereignty, not catering to endless legal maneuvers. The $150 billion annual cost of illegal immigration isn't just theoretical. It's theft from taxpayers. Yeah. Did he think about the vibes for the people he trafficked? I don't know. See? Gag me with a spoon. Are you aware where that comes from? That whole saying, "Gag me with a spoon." It's from the 1970s, like late 70s, Saturday Night Live. Gag me with a spoon. I think that's where it's from, or was it from something else? That's where I remember it from. It was like a bit. Okay, yeah, you're 59. Okay. I think it was it Rosanna Dana, the Valley? That or what was the original point of the line? I don't know. Valley Girls. It's older than that. From the San Fernando Valley. I thought it was like the Valley Girl stuff. That was from the 80s. But I'm saying, like, I remember gagging with a spoon from the 70s from the movie Valley Girl is from the 80s. But that line, I could swear, is from Saturday Night Live, like Gilda Radner. Yeah, from Gilda Radner in Saturday Night Live. Moon Unit Zappa said it. Oh, okay. Anyway, what a waste of 15 minutes this conversation turned into. Anyway, MS-13 ties or not, the priority is clear: uphold the law, protect citizens, and restore order. Trump's administration isn't playing games; it's enforcing consequences. Want asylum? Follow the process. Break the rules, face removal. No chaos, no compromise, just accountability. See the hard numbers. Well, here's a story here. We're just going to read it because we've got some other stuff a bunch of other stuff to talk about, but I just wanted to touch on this one because I saw it. The Maryland wife-beating father, who was classified as MS-13 by two judges, was transferred to a central Pennsylvania detention center Friday morning as new deportation efforts are underway. It got popular with Frank Zappa's Valley Girl song. When did Valley Girl, the song, come out? Was that the 70s or 80s? Democrats came out in full force to protect Abrego, who was originally deported to the prison in El Salvador. The Maryland wife beater is in the United States illegally and charged with trafficking. He's been offered to be deported to over 20 countries, but said he is fearful of going to any of them. His attorneys complained it's too hard to travel to the Virginia detention center, so officials transferred him to Pennsylvania, saying it'd be easier for his attorneys, who now say it's harder. In the filing, Abrego's attorneys also raised concerns about the Pennsylvania facility, citing reports of a detainee who died last month, as well as assaults, inadequate medical care, and insufficient food. Wowzers. They described the conditions at Moshoshana as deeply concerning. Boy, These people, you think, they'd understand that a prison or a detention center isn't like Club Med. It's not Club Fed, even though people like to think that. It's a little different. Yeah, we are submitting this notice to explain to the court why a motion regarding difficulties meeting with Abrego at Farmville is not being promptly filed. We will update the court once there's more visibility into Abrego's access to counsel and the ability to prepare for trial at Moshana. Yeah, he should only get bread and water. Yeah, we should deport him to Point Nemo. We should deport him somewhere. Yeah, no caviar, no nothing. It's costing a fortune and a lot of wasted time to deport this criminal beloved by the media and Democrats. Yeah. It's nuts, right? Late again, needed air. Now have Matt Morse on TV tracking PDX and on the phone to chat. Oh, kind of. Oh, that's cool. Is it going off in PDX? I saw some stuff that looked like it was a little under control. Yeah, and then there's this is like a local news thing, so we'll see what this is. It says a Maryland father embroiled in ongoing immigration tussle involving the Trump administration. Why does it do this? Was moved from a detention facility in Virginia to one in Pennsylvania.
Garcia, the Maryland man at the center of a political whirlwind, has now been transferred to a Pennsylvania detention center. That's according to his attorneys that they told us on Friday, as a federal judge continues handling his human smuggling case in Tennessee. He was being held in Virginia before ICE decided to move him, saying that the move will allow his legal team greater access. But his attorneys were skeptical. Well, tonight,
his attorneys were skeptical. Well, it's good to know that they're skeptical. It's always nice that we have skeptical attorneys. All right. Yeah, so the move is the latest installment in the saga of the Kilmar Abrego Garcia story. The move, a Prince George's County man. No, he's not. He's a fucking, he's from El Salvador. And that's where he needs to go back to. Despite a judge ruling that he could remain. The judge never ruled that he could remain in the U.S. It's not true. See, it's fucking liars. Before we move to this, Abrego Garcia and his legal team have rejected a number of deportation destinations. They've raised concerns about their access to them. Who the fuck is paying all this? This is what I want to know. Who is paying all this money? This is just crazy. Just crazy. All right, we'll go on to the next story. Eric Adams drops out of the New York City mayoral race. Yeah, they listed a whole bunch of countries that you couldn't be deported to. It's ridiculous what's going on. Soros is paying for it. Yeah. It's just nuts, man. It really is. I can't believe we're dealing with this stuff. Yeah, Mayor Adams dropped out. The ACLU. Who's footing the bill to the ACLU? Where are they getting their money from? There's been a long speculation about the possibility of Adams being offered a position in President Trump's administration in exchange for dropping out of the race. Adams announced the news in a video posted to X. Why would Trump offer him a position? Trump was going to offer anybody a position. He would offer to to Sliwa. Because Sliwa's the one who should have dropped out. Only in America. Thank you for making my story reality. Let's see. We're going to watch this.
Nearly 4 years ago, Gracie Mansion became my home. Who would have thought that a kid from South Jamaica, Queens, growing up with learning disabilities could one day become the
learning
mayor
disabilities
of the greatest city
Is that something
in the
to
world?
fucking brag about?
I cannot thank my mother enough for instilling in me the values she lived by. I hope every parent can use my life as an example for their child during challenging moments. Only in America can a story like this be told. When I was elected to serve as your mayor, I said these words: This campaign was never about me. It was about the people of this city,
Ooh.
from every neighborhood and background that you're here.
I don't
But
think I can
trust me
speed it
when I
up.
tell you, as
Anyway.
small business services, the first.
Anyway, we're not going to listen to him. Just so, despite all we've achieved, he can't continue his re-election campaign. The constant media speculation about my future and the campaign finance board's decision to withhold millions of dollars have undermined my ability to raise the funds needed for a serious campaign. Also, he got screwed by the Democrats. Basically, screwed him. They wouldn't give him any money. Hmm. Hmm. Learning disabilities, right? Mark. He also urged whoever wins the race to continue the work we started, lowering the cost of living and investing in the quality of life. So, yeah, he's out. Too often, insidious forces use local government to advance divisive agendas. Well, we're seeing it. He dropped out. He already dropped out of the race. Only in America. The front runner is a Democratic communist named Zoran Mandami, who's a socialist communist, and has announced plans to implement government-run grocery stores and buy up all the houses and confiscate land and do all this stuff. With Adams out, it's now between the socialist grandma killer Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent, and Republican long shot Curtis Sliwa. Anyone saying Cuomo win? Well, if Sliwa was to drop out, Cuomo would definitely win. But the commie's probably going to win because Sliwa's going to pull away just enough of the vote. It's probably, it'll be probably like 40 to 35 to 15 or something like that. Sliwa will take about 15% of the vote, and it'll be that 15% would most likely go to Cuomo. So Sliwa has claimed that Cuomo backers have attempted to bribe him to drop out of the race. There's no price that can get me out of the race, no amount of money, no bribe. And again, if anybody comes forward on behalf of Cuomo or anybody else, it will be recorded and it will be brought to the proper authorities. I think he's asking for a bribe by that. That's what he's saying. He's like, didn't Cuomo already drop out? No, Cuomo hasn't dropped out. No, New York City is done. Yeah, they're gonna have to deal with the communists, man. It's just gonna be it'll split it. Yeah, that's the thing. So it's Mandami's probably going to win with like 35, 38% of the vote. Same thing here. Eric Adams drops out in an attempt to stop Mandami, but he's not gonna work. Mm-hmm. He's pressured from those who urge him to step aside in an effort to consolidate support against the socialists. Adams said, although our successes, I know I can't continue my campaign. So we'll see. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible people are smart enough to go, hey, if we vote for, if we don't vote for if we vote for, we'll have to see what happens. I don't know. It's possible maybe Cuomo can beat him, but I would think Cuomo should have dropped out and Adams should have went head to head. But I guess Adams, I don't know. Maybe Cuomo had something to do with it. They were able to cut off Adams's funding because New York's got this. It's exactly how we got Clinton in '92. It was a three-way split. Yeah. See, people forget that Clinton won with like 40% of the vote because Ross Perot took just enough from George Bush to give it to Clinton. People always try to blame, saying like, "Oh, there was all this problem and stuff with George H.W. Bush," but really, he was pretty popular. It was just the whole thing about NAFTA, the talk about NAFTA and everything, and then Clinton came in and did NAFTA. So, and then this is who Mandami is. Video has emerged of Mandami's intern ripping down hostage posters just after October 7th. This is the people staffed in the mayor's administration. These are people that work for Zoran Mandami. All right.
What is your name? Are you from Hunter?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, you'll be all over the news.
Don't worry about it.
All over the news.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
You're
about
so
it.
proud of
Don't
it.
worry about it.
What is your name?
Don't
What
worry
is your
about
name? Show your face. Show your face. Show your face.
Don't worry about it.
You're going to be. I'm not touching
You're
you.
harassing us. Don't
Okay.
worry.
No. You'll be all over the news. You're going to be all over. You're proud of it. You're proud of that.
Please do not touch me.
I'm not touching you.
You touched me earlier.
You're so proud of it. Show your face. Show your You are not allowed to post anything. Yes, I do. I do. There's American citizen. You cannot post anything. You cannot record it. I will. She's recording it.
Oh, you cannot record me in public. Oh, see what these communists think?
And you know what? And you will be all over the media. Okay?
Yeah. So those are Mandami's people. It says the real reason that they come to, I don't know, what does this say?
Of Islam to the West. Why is the West kind of floating over to it?
Yeah.
What is the appeal?
Are Muslims allowed to lie for the sake of spreading Islam? They're coming here and they're saying, yeah, we love you guys, we back you guys, but the moment they are the majority, they will turn and Sharia law will take over. Yeah. And if Sharia law takes over, women will be beaten. If Sharia law takes over, homosexuals will be chucked off buildings. If Sharia law takes over, pastors will be killed, women will be raped, children will be turned into Muslims, and churches will be bought and turned into mosques, which is what's happening in London. So I think what they're doing now in America is they're practicing taqiyya, where they're lying to your face until you let them in. And once you let them in, they'll take over.
Oh, wow. What do you guys think about that? The Islamist who screamed at a Muslim NYPD officer for stopping rioters from burning down New York City has been revealed to be an intern for Zohran Mandami. These lunatics who will run the city if he becomes mayor. Yeah, there you go, see? This is who it is.
We need the badges of the pigs. We need the badges of the pigs. So to the Rahmans and the Muhammads. To the Rahmans and the Muhammads. To the Alis and the Abdullahs. To the Alis and the Abdullahs. To the Rafids. To the Rafids. To the Rafids. To the Rafids. To the pigs. Who can call themselves by the name of Islam? Who can call themselves by the name of Islam? To the Muhammads! To the Muhammads! Put some respect on that name! 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 La ilaha illallah! La ilaha illallah! Shahid Habib Allah! Shahid the badges of
You're never late. Everybody's always right on time. Yeah, I couldn't be a cop either. I would end up doing something like I don't know. But hey, you love bacon? I love bacon. I like salami and bacon. Salami and bacon. Salami and bacon. All right. Now we're gonna jump on to the next story. I don't know if you guys heard there was a shooting. Remember last night there was a shooting at a restaurant from a float by shooting. So Southport Police Chief Todd Coring has confirmed that Nigel Max Edge, 40, was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 5 counts of common law attempted first-degree murder. All you hear is Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad. County records show Edge was booked into jail early Sunday morning where he's being held with no bond. Edge, a former Marine, also goes by Sean William de Beauvoir. He has a documented history of mental illness, was wounded in combat, has filed numerous bizarre lawsuits. He once went on a date with singer Kelly Pickler. I don't know why that's important. So this is the person, I guess. That did the float by shooting. I don't know. Maybe he had some kind of brain problem or something like that. Suspect taken into custody by the Coast Guard from Oak Island Police. It's a suspect detained in a mass shooting at an American Fish Company restaurant in North Carolina. 3 killed, 8 injured. We got 3 shooting stories basically. This one, and then the next one's going to be the one at the church that happened this morning. And then there was another one overnight at a casino. So, sorry, I don't pick the news. I just report it. A gunman in a boat pulled up to an American Fish Company restaurant dock in the North Carolina coastal town of Southport's Yacht Basin. Town of Southport Yacht Basin. What the hell kind of name is that? North Carolina coastal town of Southport Yacht Basin. Should have been a comma there, maybe. The shooter killed 3 and wounded 8 others. The shooter escaped via an intercoastal waterway. However, a person of interest was being interviewed, according to a late update. There are reports of an active shooter in Southport Yacht Basin. Mass shooter was later apprehended by police. Nigel Max Edge was arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. Edge is a former Marine and Iraq War veteran who suffered a traumatic brain injury and was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I would think if he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, he shouldn't have had any guns. I thought that was a law that we had, but hey, I don't know. Taking him into custody without further incident, he currently being held at the Brunswick County Jail. He has several disturbing and rambling posts on social media via We the People. Changed his name from Sean Debevois and lived in Oak Island, North Carolina. That's not the Oak Island that they're digging at, right? That's Oak Island. That's in Nova Scotia, right? Injured in Iraq in 2006, lived in Oak Island. GoFundMe for fishing boat amid health woes. He lashed out at a white supremacist LGBTQ pedophile ring and claimed to be a victim of. What? Wow. This person was like out there, man. So, the name of the town is Southport. Location of the restaurant is the Southport Basin. Okay, I get it now. Accused Southport shooter Nigel Edge once escorted American Idol star Kelly Pickler to the Country Music Awards. Oh, okay. I guess this is a.
Of shots fired with multiple injuries at the American Fish Company at 150 Yacht Basin Drive here in Southport.
Okay, what? Where is that? What the hell? Where'd that go? There we go.
Boat sitting in the waterway. Reports of a subject shooting multiple patrons of the establishment. Unfortunately, 3 were wounded fatally. We have 5 injured that are at area hospitals still receiving care. The boat fled the ICW toward the Oak Island Bridge. Shortly after 10 p.m., the Coast Guard observed a single individual matching the description of the shooter, loading their boat at a public boat ramp in the area of Northeast 55th Street on Oak Island. Coast Guard crews detained the suspect, who was held at the Oak Island Police Department before being turned over to several members.
God, this guy talks slow, and I can't.
Police Department.
Let me speed it up.
5 counts of attempted first-degree murder behind me. We do have someone in custody, and we feel like we have no other threats this time. Officers were arriving. We did have some injured that walked into our local line of duty, is what he's saying. He suffers from.
All right. So the man arrested for the deadly shooting at the crowded Dockside restaurant, North Carolina, once escorted Kelly Pickler to. Why? I don't understand what this has to do. Is it Kelly Pickler's fault? Is that what they're trying to do? Why? I mean, what is this all about? I don't understand this. Red Carpet 2000. I don't know what the hell is the purpose of all this. I don't know. I'm ecstatic being here at the CMT. He said, according to. Parrott previously met at a charity event in North Carolina dedicated to troops, but the rosy relationship eventually faded, with Edge suing Pickler in February, claiming she tried to kill him with a poison-laced glass of whiskey that night. The only reason he survived was he refused to drink it. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they needed a filler, to make it longer. It really does. To blame the white man, He pulled up to the fish company about 30 miles south of Wilmington and sprayed bullets into the crowd of unsuspecting diners. He accused Southport's Generation Church of being in on the plot, along with the Brunswick Medical Center, trying to kill him. He wrote a book, Headshot, Betrayal of a Nation, where he described being wounded during deployment in Iraq and claimed it was part of a conspiracy to kill him. He said he was wounded in 2 separate IED attacks. He also suffered a bullet wound that left shrapnel lodged in his head. He was armed with a short-barreled AR. Oh, great. Equipped with a suppressor and a folding stock and a scope. So I guess they're going to use this to say we can't get SBRs off the and suppressors off the NFA registry now. He faces 3 counts of first-degree murder. In various lawsuits, he wrote a book about his combat history, and a motive behind the attack is yet to be determined. Yes, the enemy did conspire to kill him. Yes, they did. Yeah, so this guy was nutso. Yeah, it seems like he was nutso. It seems like he probably shouldn't have had weapons. Like he's like actually a person who he had schizophrenia and he's diagnosed. Probably shouldn't have had guns. I mean, yeah. Well, the NFA didn't help. No, the NFA clearly didn't help with that one. It does kind of maybe some MK Ultra vibes. Yeah, it could be TBI, could be. I don't know. I mean, he cray. Yeah. So. Yeah, so then New York Post had to write an entire story that says accused shooter once escorted. Wait, why is this doubled up in here? I don't know. Anyway, so here we go. On to the next story. 9 injured, 1 dead in a shooting at a Michigan church. Now, I heard there was a lot more people that died that they didn't know at this church. And this is another odd thing that this is also a Marine. After ramming the church, the gunman 40 fired several rounds at churchgoers. York officers saved countless lives.
During this incident, what we know right now is that a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, he's a male, he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grambling Township officer.
They had a do not resuscitate officer?
They engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During this incident, what we...
That's what I thought. I thought they said that it's something in the crayons. The crayons are laced. I don't know, man. They say if you keep eating all these crayons, MK Ultra was activated. Yeah, it was an LDS church. Yeah. I heard there was a bunch of people trapped in the church too as it burned. I thought I read somewhere. I don't know. I thought I read somewhere that there was like a daycare or something. Yeah, game wardens go hard in the paint. Yeah, they do not resuscitate. They DNR. And then we got an update here, which is a live update.
With me here on the stage is Supervisor Scott Bennett, Fire Department Chief of Grambling Township, Jamie Gent, DNR Chief, Jason Haynes, FBI Acting Special Agent in Charge, Ruben.
That's as loud as it'll go. I'm sorry.
And the ATF, James Deere, who is the Special Agent in charge for this area in Michigan. I have a couple updates for you. There is a couple additional bodies that we've discovered in the church. So that makes our total victim count up to 4 victims. As I said before, there has already been the suspect who is deceased as well. So we have 5 deceased persons from this tragic incident. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident that could have been completely avoided. And it's very tragic, and that's not what our community is. I'm confident that we're going to overcome this, as Grambling always overcomes these type of incidents. And also like to acknowledge the heroism of not only the first responders, but the people who were inside that church at the time. They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety. Just hundreds of people just practicing their faith, just extreme courage, brave, and that's the type of community that we are. Law enforcement, again, we were on scene within 30 seconds from that original 911 call. Within 8 minutes, that suspect was neutralized in the back parking lot of the church by a DNR officer and a Grambling Township officer. So where we're at right now, we're working tirelessly. We're working all night on this particular incident. I know that you guys have questions, and it's not only this community, but it's nationwide, all throughout the United States. So we're working hand in hand with our federal partners. So I'd like to introduce FBI Agent Ruben Coleman to you, who he will give you an update on where he's at within the federal investigation. Sir.
Thank you, Chief. My name is Ruben Coleman, and I am the Acting Special Agent in charge of FBI Detroit Field Office, which covers the entire state of Michigan. First, I want to sincerely express our condolences to the victims of the shooting, their families, and this entire community. I would like to also thank Chief Rennie, the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, and all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, other first responders, and the community members for their immediate actions in this situation. This act of violence has no place in our state or anywhere else in our country. The FBI is committed to continue finding out the facts, circumstances, and motives behind this tragedy. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is now leading the investigation and is investigating this as an act of targeted violence. FBI crisis response teams, such as our evidence response teams, SWAT, Special Agent Bomb Technicians, victim specialists, were deployed to the scene. We also have special agents who are continuing to conduct interviews and intelligence and professional staff personnel providing research and analysis. I would like to thank them for their work on this case. We ask that members of the public share any information that would assist us in this investigation, and we encourage them to please report to the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov. Any piece of information could be crucial. We ask that you keep the victims of this tragedy, their families, and the entire community in your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The Michigan State Police continues to respond to several locations throughout the community as we receive additional bomb threats at other locations. Please continue to stay vigilant, and if you
Wait,
see
what?
anything suspicious,
Why are they getting bomb threats at other locations? What the fuck is going on?
Suspicious activity.
She just kind of glossed over that they're getting additional bomb threats.
Investigators are tirelessly combing through evidence under difficult circumstances and working to identify each victim as quickly and accurately as possible. The Family Assistance Center will be open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday and Tuesday at the Genesis Conference and Banquet Center at 805 Health Park Boulevard in Grand Blanc. If you are still looking for missing family members related to this incident, you may call 248-705-7352 for assistance. The FAC is available to everyone in the community, victims, family members of victims, and community members seeking support who just want to talk. Trained counselors and victim services will be on site. We do not need volunteer counselors at this time, and we are not accepting donations of goods at this time. Please continue to monitor the Grand Blanc Township Facebook page for the latest updates. Once verified donation centers are made public, we will put those on the Facebook page. Also, the next update will be provided, update time will be provided on.
I turned it up as loud as it would go, Trumpinator.
And we'll open up to questions this time.
Chief has the church been clear of bodies and victims, and you could answer accordingly.
So as I said, we're working around the clock now. So we're working tirelessly to find additional bodies. So to answer your question, the entire church has not been cleared because it's a total loss due to the fire. So these first responders right now, they're in recovery mode. They're trying to fight through all the debris from the fire. So no, we have not cleared the entire.
They're probably going to have to bring in cadaver dogs.
Of the victims, the 4 dead, can you say how many were shot or how many died as a result of fire?
I could say this: 2 have been shot as a result, or have been shot. 2 of the deceased.
Do you know how many people are unaccounted for?
No, I don't know how many people are unaccounted for at this time. We do know that there are some that are unaccounted for.
Can you explain a little bit about how the fire started at church?
I will leave that up to the ATF Agent Deere.
The question again?
How did the fire start at church?
For this incident, the fire started basically the suspect. All indications on this investigation are the suspect used an accelerant of some sort, we believe gasoline, and lit the church on fire.
Was it an IED you may have used?
There are, at this point, I'm not going to comment on IEDs. I will confirm that there were some suspected explosive devices that were located. But as far as using them to initiate the blaze, I can't say that. This scene is actively being investigated by ATF. Most people don't know that ATF is the Federal Arson Police, and we have a team from across the country coming in, our national response team. It is a cadre of expert fire investigators that are coming here from across the country to investigate this scene and get to the cause or the origin and cause of this fire.
We saw that there was possibly a bomb threat at the Mayoral Assorted Center yesterday. Is that connected to this? And is the home not We saw being searched over there as a suspect. Yeah, that's all still part of the investigation. Sorry, that is still all part of the investigation. We're still working to determine if any of that is related. Can we speak to the motive? We're hearing speculation that it might have anything to do with the Charlie assassination in Utah. That's exactly what it is, a speculation, and we won't come to those types of conclusions for some time.
Do you know if there's any connection between the suspect and the church or its members? Any prior connection?
Again, part of the investigation, we're not going to speculate at this time. Right now, we are working tirelessly to recover the victims of this incident and reunite families.
Yeah.
Please be patient as we work through that process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thankfully, yes. The community should remain vigilant, and anytime they see something suspicious, they should report it immediately. We've searched multiple churches this evening for bomb threat protocol. Yes. Is that based on actual threats? Yes. We received 911 calls about bomb threats or other indications that there was a bomb at a different location. Some of them were churches, and we responded and cleared those locations.
Did those threats come after the suspect was killed at the church?
Yes.
Huh.
I think that's part of the investigation.
How far is this from Dearborn? Does anyone know?
I can't. Yeah, I can't answer that at this time. But
What else can we say about the suspect? You're not going to talk about motive yet, but what else can we say? Anything around it at all?
right now, what we'd like to do is talk about the heroism that we saw today. The people who responded in such a valiant way to protect the others, both law enforcement, fire department, EMS. Everybody did an excellent job working together to keep people as safe as they possibly could.
We stopped by Holy Family Catholic Church, and there was any police presence there.
Yeah, definitely.
One of those bomb threats you're mentioning, is it potentially connected to the incident today at the LDS Church?
I don't have knowledge of that exact location. I think that's going to be all for questions. I thank you for coming and appreciate the assistance. Sure. Yep. I'm Specialist Lieutenant.
All right. So yeah, so that was a news story that's from Fox News Update that came 2 hours ago. So I wanted to make sure we covered this. And then Trump says that the Michigan church shooting appears to be a targeted attack on Christians. And how long do we get he was on our radar? You heard this was just south of Flint. I don't know where this is. I thought it was on eastern Michigan, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. President Trump said a deadly shooting at a Mormon church in Michigan on Sunday appears to be a targeted attack on Christians after authorities say a man crashed his car into the church and set fire to the building. Trump said in a post on his Truth Social platform that he's been briefed on a shooting at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan, about 60 miles northwest of Detroit. The president called for an end to the epidemic of violence. Wait a minute. Isn't Detroit on the lake, like right across the lake from Canada? So then if this is an hour, or am I losing my mind here? I thought you go if you go north, that's got to be in the upper UP, right? This has got to be in the Upper Peninsula. Hey, how you doing, Colorado Mountain Girl? How you doing? Where the fuck is this place? Hold on. Grand Blanc, Michigan. Okay. No, it's all right. Yeah, okay. So no, it's not in the UP. It's all right. I was imagining where Detroit. For some reason I thought Detroit was somewhere else. Okay. So that's where it is. You got Grand Blanc is right by Flint, it looks like, and right by Detroit, just above Detroit, Pontiac, all over there. So Canada, it's right off by Canada. So I don't know. It's right by Flint. Looks like. Who knows? I thought, for some reason, Detroit was like, I knew Detroit was on the border of Canada, but for some reason I was picturing Canada being above Detroit. You know, I forgot that it swings down like that. I don't know. I don't go to Michigan. I stay away from Michigan. Yeah, learn my Michigan geography. No thanks. I'll stay the hell out of Michigan. Last time I went to Michigan, my car blew up. It's a wealthy suburb of Detroit. Okay. Well, so that's the story. North from Detroit, go to Canada. Actually, it looks like you go west from Detroit to go to east. I mean, to go into Canada. The leader of the FLDS died yesterday. Was 101 years old. It seems like there's some weird stuff going on here. Michigan is a nice place, except for our idiot governor. I think we used to go to Michigan. If I remember when I was a kid, I think we used to go there for apples, to pick apples. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Michigan apples. Is that right? They've been briefed, and it took place, and the FBI was immediately on scene, and the suspect is dead, but there's a lot more to learn. Here's yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Ohio and Michigan went to war over Toledo. Ohio lost, and they were stuck with Toledo. Yeah. The epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately, he says. Went out of the gate, FO at PDX, but not much else. Michigan is known for being fruity. Okay. Apples and fruit farms are along the Lake Michigan coast on the west side of the state. Well, I'm from Chicago, so that's why I'm saying, like, you know, I used to go to Michigan City, Indiana for other stuff, but then you go from Michigan City, Indiana, you go up the coast of Lake Michigan into Michigan. Anyway. Authorities said 4 people were dead and 8 others are injured. And the building was actively on fire into the late morning. Suspect was declared dead after an exchange of gunfire with authorities. Multiple members of Congress who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints condemned the violence while offering prayers for their victims. Christianity's under attack in the United States, says Rep. Andy Biggs, posted on social media. Shooting came as Mormons mourned the death of Russell Nelson, the oldest serving president of the church, who died Saturday at age of 101. So we take Michigan cherries? Yeah, Michigan cherries. Okay. You used to go to Oregon to pick apples. No one but idiots go there anymore. Well, hey, there's 100 people watching right now. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. All you fellas from Chicago invade our areas along Lake Michigan coast. Well, yeah, we do. And see, I always think the only lake there is Lake Michigan. I forget about Lake Superior, right? That's the lake that, or is it the river, or it's Lake Superior that Detroit's on, right? On Lake Superior, or is it Lake Huron? I don't know, man. I'm not good at geography. I'll just tell you right now. Maybe that's why I thought when I was thinking Detroit, with, you know, because I knew about the purple gang that used to traffic. Oh, the guys from Chicago end up in Sagatuck, Michigan. It's on the wet one. Okay, that's what I thought. Hero cops respond to Grand Blanc LDS church shooting, kill gunman Thomas Sanford within 8 minutes. So who is Thomas? So they're saying this is the guy. So it's another white guy. Oh man, what the hell's going on here? Responding to the mass shooting at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The gunman, 40-year-old Iraq vet. Another Iraq War vet was neutralized in the church parking lot. Wow. Believed to be responsible for the shooting. This is the truck he was driving with an Iraq War place with the 2 flags on it. It's almost to me seems like maybe this almost seems to me like maybe this. Yeah, that's weird, right? That you got two crayon eaters in 18 hours short circuit. Yeah, something's going on. Yeah, another ex-marine. Yeah, so something's going on. Somehow they released the MK Ultra signals or something. He had some weird signs on the fence at his house. Stop sign over a Trump sign. Stop Trump. Yeah, maybe. Police are investigating if he had any connection to the or death to the longtime national president. They'll provide another update at 8 p.m. That was the update we had. And they didn't really. So there's that. Breitbart says ID'd as U.S. Marine veterans. So we had two Marine veterans that do something crazy within less than, what, 12 hours of each other? Yeah, Manchurian candidates. Something looks weird here, man. 40-year-old. Both of these guys served in Iraq. They're both 40. Man. Mormon church on fire in Michigan, shooting, multiple reports. Like, I'm almost wondering if it's going to come out that maybe this guy there was something going on. Like maybe there was a divorce. Maybe his kids were there. Maybe he thought the people were doing something. I don't know. So something made this guy snap. We're going to have to figure out what, like, eventually what's going on. Some kind of psyop. Yeah, something weird. Something weird to take our eye off of other stuff. Mm-hmm. And we got this one. Look at this. A casino shooting at Maverick. 2 killed, 7 injured. Just after midnight at the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino in Eagle Pass. Suspect linked to a black Nissan Frontier, still at large.
¿Dónde le llevamos? No manches. Mira aquí. ¿Qué sangre?
So, yeah. The thing is, yeah, you're guessing like the boat shooter or something personal set him off. Well, here's the thing, though, that for 2 Marines that both served in Iraq War to do something like this within less than 24 hours apart is weird. That's all I'm saying. Very weird. Mass shooting at the Eagle Pass Casino leaves 2 deads. I don't know if you guys don't know, but Eagle Pass is right on the border with Mexico. So this could be cartel related. This could be, who knows? It's right on the border. Eagle Pass is, remember, where all that stuff was happening when I'm crossing the border from Juarez, if I'm not mistaken. I think Juarez, right? Is that Juarez? Is Eagle Pass right across from Juarez? Oh, here's the never mind. Here's the screenshots of suspected casino shooter, Karen Jones, via the Maverick County office. Whew. I thought we were going to be 3 for 3. It's near El Paso, right? Yeah, but isn't Eagle Pass, isn't that like a border town? I swear Eagle Pass was a border town. Isn't that where all that stuff was going on with them crossing the border? And the Wilson County Sheriff has reported that a San Antonio man was arrested after allegedly opening fire at the Eagle Pass Casino. It left 2 people dead and several injured. Carrie Jones was arrested on 2 counts of capital murder. A spokesman said that Eagle Pass Police Department revealed they took him into custody after officers conducted a precision immobilization technique on Jones's vehicle, which resulted in his car being immobilized. Wow, I'd like to see that. Do we got video of that? Or maybe they just don't like the shitty VA care anymore, and we're wondering why the U.S. has become Canada? Maybe. Port and ice facilities heating up. Well, we'll get over to it. Eagle Pass is nowhere near El Paso. I thought Eagle Pass is right on the border of Mexico. Like it's a border town. Am I going to have to do another search here for... All right, here's the map. Eagle Pass is right on the border. It's right across from what? Laredo? Or Nuevo Leon? No, this is Juarez is over here, so it's not right across the border from Juarez. That's New Mexico, Texas area there. So Eagle Pass is just whatever, like, I don't know, right there. San Antonio man was arrested following a shooting. It's about halfway from the Gulf to El Paso. Okay. Two people are dead, including a retired CBP agent and several others injured after shooting at the Lucky Eagle Casino on the Kickapoo Reservation this weekend. So it is on a res, Kickapoo. Is that what they do? They just run around kicking poo? Doesn't it? Their shoes stink. If you're going around kicking poo all the time, doesn't it get on your shoes and it's stinky? And then you wipe it on your carpet, or I guess they don't have carpets in the teepees. Anyway, the Kickapoo Traditional Tribe Police Department will be the main organization investigating the shooting. Oh, well, that's cool. An employee at the casino has stated that the facility will be closed to the public until further notice. This is the scene, just a bunch of cops and stuff. All right. All right. So this is this just says 2 killed, 5 injured, and shooting at the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino. He was arrested Sunday morning in Wilson. Shooting happened around midnight near the U.S.-Mexican border. He's currently in Stockdale. It's 40 miles southeast of San Antonio and 180 miles from the casino. Man, he got pretty far away, man.
A deadly shooting overnight at the Kickapoo Casino in Eagle Pass led police and authorities on a chase all the way into Wilson County, about 3 hours away, where they arrested this suspect. His name is Carrion Jones. He's 34 years old. He's being charged with 2 counts of capital murder and 5
he's
counts
white.
of assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, he's listed as white on the booking sheet.
Inside the Wilson County Jail before they plan to extradite him back to Eagle Pass. As we learn more information, we'll bring it to you on ksat.com.
Why would they have to extradite him? Wait a minute. What? Why would they have to extradite him? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. All right. We're going to go to Portland now. A resident living near the ICE facility in Portland praised President Trump for deploying white man of Hispanic descent. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. 3 hours. A resident living near ICE facility praised President Trump for deploying the military to quash Antifa. I'm so happy that President Trump is deploying the National Guard. We've been asking for help for months. Let's see. These are the people that live there.
I'm so happy that Trump is sending the National Guard in here. I live in this building. We both live in this building. We've been asking for help for months, and we're finally going to get it.
When do you think they're coming?
When? Not soon enough, man. Not soon enough.
What do you want to see happen?
I want them to come in and mess them up and just annihilate these people. I whatever force they need. Gals like her and the other people that live in the building, they're the ones that I'm concerned about. So they're afraid to come out of the building. So, I've been coming out every night, every day to help them, to make sure that they're okay. She won't even leave the building with him.
Are you afraid of the protesters?
Very. It's an extreme mob mentality to me, which means nothing is as it should be.
So are you excited that Trump's deploying the troops here?
Very excited. I cannot wait.
I can't wait for them to leave.
Forever and ever. Amen.
And if they don't leave, I'm going to bring in the Gypsy Jokers.
The Gypsy Jokers. What's that? Huh? What's the Gypsy Jokers? Portland police arrived on the scene outside the ICE facility and immediately got mobbed out of the area after Antifa assaulted one of the officers. So these officers, these cops, they just run away. These are the Portland cops. They just run away.
Power to the people!
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Fight back!
Trump says get back, we say fight back.
Trump says get back, we say fight back.
I 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 says get back, we say fight back.
We say fight back.
We say fight back.
We say
fight back.
Okay. Got this. A brave patriot wearing a MAGA hat and carrying an American flag has arrived outside the ICE facility in Portland. He came out after seeing my security guard and I get surrounded by Antifa and wanted to show support. And Antifa immediately surrounded him. Look up Timescape News. Okay. Mob chat.
Oh, hey, I seen you on YouTube. I was watching on live, and you were protecting a female. I came down here because of you.
Thank you.
Because I seen you on YouTube. There's a guy watching you, and I seen everyone, and I was like, I told my girl, I was like, nah, fuck that. I gotta go down there. I live out in Beaverton, and I wear this hat every day at work. I work at Safeway, and don't no one say shit. But yeah.
So then what do you think of what's happening right now?
They obviously don't have a job. How do you guys pay rent?
Hey.
How do you pay rent?
I got my own spot.
How do you pay rent?
Hey, listen, I got a job. Check my bag. Hey, I got a job right here. I work at Taco Bell.
Okay.
I work at Taco Bell. I just got out.
Hey, I respect that. Who else has a job? What do you do? Take off your mask. Let me see. I'm a YouTuber.
Okay. Where am I at here? Oh, wait. No, wrong thing here. Here we go. All right. Sorry. I was pulling up some other stuff. I got this one here. Go like this. An Antifa mob surrounds journalist Katie Davenport, security guard outside Portland. ICE tries to rob him. No police present as the crowd advances. National Guard needed to protect press rights where local police refuse. Why are they playing music so you can't play it? I mean, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna play stuff that has music playing. And then right here we got a protester advances on federal police officers using shooting gestures at the ICE facility. Let's see. Yeah, but they said there's nothing going on there.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah.
Yeah, they're peaceful protesters, total peaceful. But hey, you got the ADL. They say that they're not really violent or extreme. They're Turning Point USA is an extremist hate group. ADL is a total joke. It says Turning Point USA is an Illinois-based right-wing student organization founded by Charlie Kirk, and to identify, educate, and train, organize students to promote principles of freedom, free market, and limited government. And they're a hate group. The extremists of hate home, and Antifa is sometimes some have engaged in violence or vandalism. It's not the norm. They're saying Antifa is not normally violent. That's what ADL says. So, Antifa agitators being drugged in the Portland ICE facilities. They were like ragdolls. Oh, this is good. Let's watch this. Oh, that's cool. With the shame, I mean, all right. And it's talking to the governor, says there's no insurrection against you because they are on your side. The insurrection is against the U.S. government, and they make it clear. They have your team reach out to me and arrange for you to go undercover with my colleagues. No problem since you say it's safe, right? Yeah, because it's and down at the ICE, this man comes through the crowd carrying an American flag and a MAGA hat. Oh, so this is this guy. Now here's another angle of this guy talking.
He's brave.
Okay, but if you want the war to stop and you want a free Palestine, how can you not protest the AOC? AOC. No, not the organization. APAC, AOC, all of them. All of them.
Anyway, more with the music, I guess. I don't know what's up with all the music. We saw this being drugged into the facility. Yeah, we saw this. Yeah, idiot. Oh wait, no, this ain't the bookmarks. What am I doing? How did I get off the bookmark? Saw this, yeah. This guy shooting. This one. Dragging in. Guy getting talked to. Antifa's now using brute numbers to attempt to overwhelm the federal agents and block vehicle entrance at the Portland ICE facility. This was a little earlier today. Yeah. Yeah, it was Chicago Teachers Union. I covered that last night. It's terrible, horrible.
Bend over, pick it up. Who's gonna bend over, pick it up? Yeah, that's
Wow. 200 National Guard troops called to federal service in Portland, Oregon for the next 60 days. Playtime is over. It's right here. It's June 7th, 2025. The president called for 2,000 National Guard and a federal service to protect immigration and custom enforcement personnel performing functions. This memo further implements the direction 200 members of the Oregon National Guard will be called into federal service effective immediately for a period of 60 days. Feds now in force at the ICE facility in Portland. Let's see. This is crazy, man. They said there was no problem there. Stephen Miller outlines the U.S. government's legal ground for the prosecution of attempted coup d'etat, insurrection, conspiracy. Listen to every word. Comey, Clapper, Brenner, Obama, Monaco all conspired together and worked to try to sabotage, undermine, blah, 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 blah. I guess we'll listen to this.
Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Obama, Monaco, all conspired together, all worked together to try to sabotage, undermine, unravel the democratic institutions and structures of this country. The Russiagate hoax, the Russiagate conspiracy, and all of the assaults against our liberties that went with it, the pre-dawn raids, the handcuffing of innocent Americans, the espionage against President Trump's campaign and staff, the removal of his national security advisor, one fake indictment, one fake charge after another, the special counsel, all of it was a unrelenting attempt to overthrow the government the American people voted for. I cannot find words harsh enough to condemn the conduct of these conspirators, these insurrectionists. Comey, Clapper.
Wow. The militants are relentless. They are swarming federal officers every turn, but so far no one has been able to break through the defense.
America, you serve a man that will soon be dead of his own.
Wow, these people are crazy. You look at them. All I see is a bunch of people that should be in a mental hospital. Like they should be in like, I don't know. Powered by Turning Point USA. Okay, we'll get to that later. All right. All right. And its federal agents are now forcing riders out of roadway in Portland as they refuse to listen to lawful orders. The National Guard is now en route. What's it say? All the lunatics must lie in people. Whatever that means. All the lunatics must lie in. Yeah. Band geeks finally found their place as Antifa drummer. Over 120 days of this. Yeah, that's been going on for a long time in Portland. Let's see here. This is from Freedom News TV. I see a riot there. Yeah, I saw that at the police department. They told him not to help. So yeah, I saw that. Where's that going? I saw that earlier that they ordered him not to. The mayor ordered him not to assist at all. But by the mayor doing that, he's basically saying that they have to bring in the National Guard. Then, if the mayor is refusing to assist. Oh. Yeah. Trump offered assistance in 20, and the mayor said, "No, it's no, we're good. We're fine. We don't want it." They said it was family friendly. They all did it. Like, I don't know. I think they should just be arresting the people. That's my opinion. They should have buses. They should have buses and just start grabbing them, bust them, boom, 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 throw them in the buses, take them away. Hundreds of agitators, including Antifa mob, federal police officers outside the ICE facility in Portland. Rioters attempt to block a federal vehicle from entering. At least one demonstrator assaulted a federal agent during the retreat. I saw that. I'm keeping an eye on it. I saw the person earlier. I didn't grab that clip. So she's in a wheelchair. I saw it, so I'm going to keep an eye out for it.
Bend over, pick it up.
Oh, I saw this one already.
Pick it up. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I saw this one already. Yeah, I know. She's only in a wheelchair by choice. I saw that. This was in Cats Out of the Bag. I'm on the ground in Portland. Crowd gathering. Portland PD on scene, keeping a distance. DHS agents just emerged from the building. Yeah, I know. The video of her getting out and walking around. I mean, all these people should be in a mental hospital. Gunther Eganmore says the state and local leaders have failed as their law enforcement officers are under attack. The Portland police are now retreating from Antifa extremists after an officer was beat to a pulp. Well past time to liberate Portland.
Power to the people!
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
Trump says get back, we say fight back!
Trump says get back, we say fight back!
I 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 says get back, we say fight back!
We say fight back!
We say fight back!
We say
fight back!
It says Antifa militants and far-left activists mobilized in front of the Portland office. Direct action is response to President Trump's after he ordered National Guard to defend.
No a la migra.
Are the protesters paid protesters? Well, surprisingly, whether or not you want to, that they're all paid by Portland and Oregon. They just go, they say they're homeless, and they get handed like a $200 or $400 a month debit EBT card from the state. And they go, for the homeless people, they pay them and they give them everything. So they say they're out of food, they just give them stuff. Yeah, it's an estrogen fest, totally. Don't they have a sound weapon they can use like they did at Occupy? Something they need to do. They need to do something. Yeah, something they need to do.
Escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Escucha, estamos en la lucha.
United will never be defeated. I said the people united will never be defeated.
Oh. Hundreds of Antifa agitators mob federal police outside Portland's ICE facility, blocking a vehicle and assaulting an agent during the retreat. Yeah. Oops. I'm going to have to edit that out. Hopefully it didn't. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, Kevin. It's getting depressing, this news that we just every day, it seems like more and more of this crap that's happening with the shootings and the attacks. It's Charlie Kirk stuff, and then the churches, and it's depressing. It really is. It's super depressing. It is super depressing. Yeah, I saw they're filing a lawsuit to try and block it. It's not going to go anywhere. Doesn't have. It's the way it is. Yeah, they are all scum. But now we'll go to Chicago. Said Chicago residents who actually care about law and order were spotted thanking federal border patrol agents as they were out on the streets. Thank you. Well, that's kind of refreshing, isn't it? Yeah. Of course, the sane people are grateful. Anyone has a problem is why they're there to begin with. They don't seem like a Gestapo to me. Yeah. Massive groups of armed Border Patrol agents have just arrived in downtown Chicago. Yeah, the protest is still going. Tonight's protest riot does not help the Oregon case. No, not at all. Not at all. Not when they ordered the they have proof that the mayors and all these people got together and they ordered the police department not to help, to get away and not to help, not to offer any resources to the feds. Kind of proves the point that the feds got to take care of themselves. The feds take over Chicago is looking imminent. It's like Doge says that federal law enforcement presence in Chicago is a direct response to the city's refusal to cooperate with ICE operations, escalating risks to public safety and federal personnel. The State Accountability for Federal Deployment Costs Act of 2025 ensures that taxpayers aren't stuck footing the bill for reckless sanctuary policies. It states that obstruct immigration enforcement will now pay for federal deployments. Chicago's leadership enables the chaos by shielding criminal illegal aliens, forcing DHS to step in. When the local governments fail to uphold the law, the federal authority isn't just justified, it's mandatory. Every dollar spent restoring order should be clawed back from jurisdictions that prioritize political posturing over public safety. Taxpayers deserve transparency on who's really paying for sanctuary city defiance. They're just helping with the when an LA case law shows when cities stop policing, the feds cause to use the National Guard. Yeah. Yep. This is Border Patrol taken to the streets of downtown. J.B. Pritzker is going to throw a fit, the big fat slob. Lindsay says she was watching another channel for a few minutes, and it shows most of the quote unquote normal people leaving as it's getting dark, and the people showing up in all black beginning the fight. Yeah, I'll look for some of that stuff. I wanted to cover some of these other news things. I didn't want to just play clips really of. I had like a news story things kind of lined up for different stuff, so wanted to kind of go through them and see. Operation Midway Blitz is lawful enforcement, not political theater. Border Patrol's presence in Chicago upholds federal authority where local leaders like Prickster and Johnson refuse to cooperate with immigration laws. Protesters blocking ICE facilities and attacking agents prove why this deployment is necessary. When cities become sanctuaries for lawlessness, federal intervention is the only option. The boats, a visible reminder that border security extends inland. Especially when urban chaos threatens public safety. Critics calling it overreach ignore the reality. ICE raids target criminal violators, not random sweeps. Not fight. Oh, filter into the crowd? Okay. Yeah. Antifa sleeps during the day and protests all night. Yeah. Chicago's failure to secure its streets forced this response. Every arrest under Midway Blitz and reinforces a simple truth. Sovereignty isn't negotiable. Because Border Patrol is now arresting illegals in downtown Chicago, helping out ICE. The riots at ICE Chicago facilities have backfired tremendously as federal reinforcements are being deployed in droves. Well, we're not going to play this because it's got music, but you see they're arresting illegal workers. What do you know? Okay. The federal crackdown in Chicago is exactly what's needed when sanctuary cities prioritize lawlessness over public safety. Operation Midway Blitz isn't backfiring, it's exposing the chaos caused by years of open border policies. Reinforcements are restoring order, targeting criminal aliens who've been exploiting the weak enforcement. Chicago's violent protests against ICE only highlight the desperation of those who'd rather shield lawbreakers than protect citizens. Enforcement works. Illegal crossings plummet under Trump's policies, and cities like Chicago are finally facing accountability. We got this. The Border Patrol chief is seen once again with boots on the ground in Chicago. You won't catch him making daily Fox News appearances. It looked like him in the CVS Juan detainment video too. All the way out on the road, or I'll put you under. All the way out of the road, or I will put you under arrest.
Move! Out of the road, all the way out of the road, or I'll put you under arrest. Everyone out of the road. Out of the road. Hey, get back. Whose fucking road is it? Out of the road. Because it's you. All the walls have got to go. You are the top wall. Let's fly to Mexico. Are you above us? All the walls have got to go. Is that what it is? For $50,000, you have sold out America. Be proud, boys. It's a fucking proud. We protect, we liberate. Absolute fucking disgrace. We protect, we liberate. Let's see, you gonna get to go home Thanksgiving with your family? They won't. They may never ever see them again. But you don't. You get your work, man. $50,000 worth. Tough one.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of crazy stuff going on. A lot of crazy stuff, man. Don't get it. I don't get it. Goofies in Chicago says ICE agents are now conducting raids in downtown. Some witnesses are saying at least 100 ICE agents are involved. Yeah, I've done an excellent job training Bella to stay. Yeah, she stays. She's great at staying. That's the one thing she'll do is stay.
Bro, they taking people. What the fuck? Yeah, they took a family. They took what the fuck? They take them or they're just walking? No, they just took them. Can they just call CBD? What the? Where's the family? They just took them in the car.
Does this guy think they're going to call Chicago police? They're going to stop the feds from arresting illegal aliens?
They just got them off the street.
Did they not show them anything?
Dude, they just fucking they did like a face bump, like they accomplished something. What the fuck is wrong with them?
They did?
Like they did like a face bump to each one of them.
Jobs program for unemployable people. That's what this all is. These are unemployable men who have chosen not to.
You hear these people? Unemployable men, they have no education.
Anything else. And so now they've got a job with some benefits, which is better than what they would have gotten elsewhere.
These people are fucking crazy. Holy shit. Did you hear that, lady? These are unemployable men with no education. That's not got a job for $50,000 with benefits. I wish they would have turned the camera on so we'd have seen the people that were talking. That's what I'd like to see. Yeah, there would be a lot less Rolexes on the black market if the feds were in Chicago a few weeks ago. Yeah, you saw that when they went in and ambushed that thing. Hmm? Says, armed Border Patrol agents and SUV with Mexican flag patrol downtown in Chicago, sparking outrage. The Border Patrol agents armed with rifles and wearing bulletproof vests are patrolling downtown Chicago in an Explorer wearing a Mexican flag decal on its hood and back window. Mayor Johnson slammed the masked agents with weapons as a provocative intimidation. He called it unlawful militarization. The patrols, also using boats on the Chicago River, follow hundreds of ICE arrests amid protests, with AG Pam Bondi warning of prison for interfering with officers.
Hi! 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 What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Do something. Do something. It's all good. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, these motherfuckers have a Mexican flag on their car. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful.
They probably confiscated it from somebody. Yeah.
Beautiful. With a Mexican flag. What's up? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Wow, why are you so racist to that black man just doing his job? And then we got this. Members of the Mexican consulate in Chicago are now showing up at the ICE facility with Mexican flags, shouting and harassing agents. Sounds to me like they should be immediately have their visas revoked and they should be deported immediately.
Do you have any conscience left, or are you just a horse?
Man on your head. Big head, big head.
I'm gonna put mine around my neck at least.
Do you have any conscience left, or are you just a horse?
Man on your head. Big head, big head.
Yeah. Definitely. There should be a whole bunch of persona non grata, and they need to go. All of them. They should have been arrested, actually. Like, on the spot. Diplomatic immunity revoked. Oh, yeah. Lethal weapon. 2, right? Where's that 1? No, that was 2. Lethal weapon 2, right? The one with the South Africans? Yeah, if Mexico's so great, why did they all come here? It's a good question. It says federal law enforcement operations are not negotiable. Foreign diplomats interfering with ICE's lawful duties undermine sovereignty. The Broadview facility possesses criminal violators under federal warrants per Title 8 authority. While diplomatic personnel have immunity, actively obstructing enforcement crosses into unacceptable territory. Actually, no, they don't have immunity to protests. They're not supposed to be participating in protests in the United States. That's what you call foreign interference. It's against the law, and they need to go. DHS reports confirm protesters threw projectiles, slashed tires, assaulted officers during these demonstrations. Consulate staff joining violent mobs forfeit any claim to diplomatic courtesy. Section 3 of the Lake and Raleigh Act mandates detention for those charged with burglary, theft, assault, exactly the criminal elements ICE targets here. If verified, states should immediately recall their credentials. America's border security isn't up for international debate. Enforce the law, deport violators, and let Mexico handle its own internal matters. It says the Mexican government has been involved in all the major protests in the U.S. since Trump took office, and they are using the consulates to do it. And this guy says, I began an AI-assisted research well before the Los Angeles riots, systematically monitoring online discourse and network dynamics. From this early vantage point, clear and recurrent patterns emerged showing how Morena-linked political cells were strategically amplifying anti-Trump sentiment across the United States. Far from hindsight, I documented and publicly warned about these trends in real time, including issuing 3 separate alerts in the form of tweets dating back in May. The post not only identified the networks involved, but also described their digital tactics. The chronology underscores 2 key points: foresight and methodology. The work was not anecdotal, but based on ethnographic methods enhanced by AI, enabling detection of evolving patterns well before they manifested online. Corroboration and timeliness. The dated tweets serve as verifiable timestamp evidence that the warnings were contemporaneous, not retroactive speculation. Together, these elements reinforce the central argument. Organized, politically aligned actors were actively cultivating anti-Trump narratives in the U.S. online spaces months ahead of the violent unrest, and the warning signs were visible to those equipped with the right analytical tools. Members of the consulate in Chicago are now showing up. Yeah. Well, that's what's happening there. I'm opening some more tabs. Just give me a second here. All right. He should be removed from office immediately. He's an elected official saying people need to stop federal law enforcement agents from upholding federal law. This goes against everything he swore to do when he was elected. The GOP needs to grow a set and start holding them accountable. Yeah. Here's Bernie Sanders. We got to find out a way to stop ICE from doing what they're doing as soon as possible. So this is Bernie Sanders saying that we need to stop the federal government from enforcing the law.
So we gotta figure out a way to stop ICE from what they are doing as soon as possible. So we gotta.
Oh, this is what commies are doing. What the commies are doing. Yeah, Zoran Mandami, it says we will slowly buy up all the housing on the private market and convert properties into communes. He's fully a communist.
Go further toward the Vienna model. We'll have to go beyond the market. We can establish community land trusts to gradually buy up housing on the private market and convert it to community ownership. We can give tenants a right of first refusal to buy out their landlords when buildings go up for sale. And we can fully commit to a new era of social housing, ending subsidies for luxury housing development and using our wealth to build beautiful, high-quality social housing projects that offer good homes and strong communities to everyone. We won't.
Yeah, we did that already. It was called the projects, and it didn't work out well, did it? They always start by buying up private housing. Then, because they control the market, the prices they pay drop further and further down to market value, and then they just seize them. This is the plan. Never go full commie. That's right. Right here. I don't see anything. Why did Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna share a stage with Hamas supporters this weekend at ArabCon, who laughed and cheered when asked if they would condemn October 7th? This is a sitting member of Congress laughing at October 7th. Ro Khanna should resign.
Raise your hand if you're a pro-terror radical.
Do you condemn October 7th?
Yeah.
I condemn Israel and the United States and all oppressions and imperial wars.
That's what I'm talking about.
Very good.
That was an easy answer. And I
answer.
never ever condemn Palestinian resistance and anyone resistance around the world. Those who are here and who also are around the world.
These are people. Why are they in this country?
Raise your hand if you're a pro-terror radical.
Our political prisoners know this very well. Whether it's Walid
Why are we
Daqa
allowing
or
them in this
George
country?
Abdullah or Khalid al-Jarrad or any one of these people, or Sahab Shara, who have always taught us that the psychological terrain is a primary terrain for targeting.
Raise your hand if you're a pro-terror radical.
We got the Palestinian state, or in fact, inshallah, we got the one-state solution and Palestinian liberation. And then they rolled back the BDS regulations. No, whatever passes now stays in place.
Raise your hand if you're a pro-terror radical.
And I donated all of the ticket sales to Gaza just to say a big fuck you to all of you Zionists.
And what happened to the 5 co-founders of that incredible charity, the biggest Muslim charity in the United States in 2001. And now it's 5 co-founders accused of supporting terrorism, when in fact all they did was support zakat committees that everyone else was supporting.
Raise your hand if you're a pro-terror radical.
People, they target them in really Zionist control areas and Zionist control fields, like the law, in medicine, in engineering. They go after these people.
So let's where are the pro-terror radicals? Raise your hand if you're a pro-terror radical. What happened to the First Amendment? You know, what happened to the free speech? Free speech if you agree with me, but not free speech if you go speak at ArabCon? Come on.
Seems like there's a double standard. And these are some of the vilest people, especially Dr. Rababa Abdullah speaker, trying to, trying to convince your oppressor to decolonize your thinking, that rants about higher education, a Zionist project. Oh my God. Let's see. This person. These people need to be deported out of the
And I
country.
think one of the biggest mistakes at some point in the history of the Palestinian is always trying to convince the colonists, the oppressors, that we're nice people. Why do we need to convince the oppressors?
Right,
They
exactly.
will never, they're killing us
Yes.
day in and day out. Why do we need to convince them? We don't need to. What we need ourselves to decolonize our mentalities. This is really important, to get rid of Uqdat al-Khawaja. Talk with ourselves and our people and our allies. And when we see solidarity happening all over the world, when we see our colleagues, students on campuses,
That's right.
defying
That's the way I
everything,
feel. I'm done.
defying
I'm done
all
letting
these
them use
draconian
our
measures,
fucking
where
rights
the
against us.
university campuses
I'm done.
are colluding with the administration, the repression measures, the police, ICE. They are giving names like Berkeley, 160 names. They gave they gave the names, the university, to the ICE and the university, the Trump administration, just like McCarthyism. Now we heard that California State University.
McCarthyism. Just like McCarthyism. McCarthy did nothing wrong. They were all fucking commies. Holy shit. The House Committee on Un-American Committee, Un-Americanism or whatever it was, the House Un-American, was the House. McCarthy was a senator. Yeah. And McCarthy was right. He was.
a university in which our campus is, and accusing them of anti-Semitism. Now they are investigating all of us. They're doing all of the stuff. They're colluding with them. These are not administrations that will ever change. These are administrations that we need to consider them as part of the oppressors, and we collaborate with each other, organize ourselves with Palestinian universities that are called terrorist universities, half of whom in Gaza were all destroyed. There is no education. Half of the professors are gone, half of the students are gone, and this is what we need to be doing. This is when we study with our colleagues all over the world. Yes, there is something changing in the academy, and we need to change our colleagues who only think of their own careers and think that they are learning just for the sake of learning in order to make more money, in order to get promoted. Even our own, if you don't mind, Abdel Hamid, to say, Professor Abdel Hamid, all the classes were taken, they're cut off. And this is one of the steps the administration do. They take your classes from you and they say it's a budget issue, austerity measures. Right. And we say, if it's austerity measure, how come the administrator president gets 10% raise? If you have 10% more, why don't you give the professors their jobs? If you have more money, give the professors their job. Why are you adding more tuition?
Bunch of commies. Yeah. This is excellent news for Jasmine Carcott. She may now be the second stupidest person in Congress. This is a congresswoman from the Portland area. All right, Representative Bynum.
It's Rep. Bynum here, and I'm here to tell you that the President of the United States saw fit to put his tiny little fingers in the phone and declare war on my city. Mr. President, I am here to tell you, number one, before you send one troop to Portland, run us our money. Give us our money that we were promised for our water. Give us our money that we were promised. All you can do is send troops. All you can send is mothers' babies. All you can send is goons, but you can't run us our money.
Run us our money? What the fuck?
You're a coward. It's Rep. Bynum here, and I'm here.
You know, you people get what you vote for. That's all I'm going to say. You get what you deserve. You got Hakeem Jeffries, Dollar Store, Timu Obama. Yeah, holy DEI is right. Yeah, the bigger their glasses are, the stupider they get. That's right. Yeah, they both got a break when Sheila Jackson Lee died. She had the dumbest locked up. Yeah. That's why Sheila Jackson Lee, was she the one who said that they go to the moon at night that way because it's hot or something? This is the Democrat Party leadership. This is the problem. This is it, man. This is your leadership.
In fact, I've come to the conclusion a few years ago that while Jim Crow may be dead, he's still got some nieces and nephews that are alive and well. Trouble all around us. We want to move the country forward. They want to turn back the clock. We're fighting hard to bring people together. They are tearing us apart. We fight for the people. They fight for the privileged few. In fact, I've come.
Hey, what's up, Jean Javalette? Is Jim still ringing that bell all the time? No, I haven't had I only haven't had to ring the bell at all tonight. There's been no bell ringing at all. I did get some new sounds though. And these are not revolutionaries. These are regular leftists you see every day outright advocating for murder. All right? This is the people. These are the people. Look. All right? These are awfuls. Look at this lady.
I don't want to be a violent person, but in this case, I feel like that we just need to, I hate to say the word, but assassinate him.
What was your reaction this July when the assassin almost got Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania?
I was happy.
Happy that he missed or happy that it happened?
No, happy that it happened. And too bad that it wasn't in the head.
What was your reaction in July when an assassin came an inch away from ending Trump?
Disappointment that they didn't follow through. They missed.
That shot.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my God.
It could have been wonderful.
If he'd been shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can sum it up in one word.
Drat that it happened or drat that it missed?
Drat that it missed.
Uh.
I won't lie. I do not support violence in any way.
But
I think I'm gonna let you finish it, Charles. Go ahead.
I'm so shy and reserved. My thought was, if he had a good scope instead of a red dot, we would not be going through this. I consider that kid to be a hero. But, that was an act of a patriot as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, see, so this is what you're dealing with, folks. You know, this is what you're dealing with. Yeah, I don't support violence, but I do. You know, so I don't know. This is who you're going to make peace with. This is who you're going to unite with. This is who they want you to have unity with, right? Well, that's because they're Democrats. That's what Democrats are. They're all. That's who they are. That's who they are. Now we got this one. Hassan is back to inciting violence after realizing that Twitch would take no action against him. He's singing the Antifa rally song Bella Ciao, which was etched into one of the bullets used to kill Charlie. And the interviews at the Kirk funeral was 100% different. Yeah. You know, you're on the Comet side. You know, this is Hassan Piker, and the fact that Twitch still has him on, or Kick, or whatever it is. Yeah. Or he's not, I think he's on Kick. I don't think he's on Twitch. I don't know what he's on, but an LGBTQ activist with a Make Assassinations Great Again bumper sticker on her car didn't pay the website bill for her cafe, so a patriot bought it out from under her and redirected it to Turning Point donation site. Does being a libtard make lib chicks ugly? I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's like it's one of them chicken or egg type of things. I think, you know, which came first, the ugliness or the libtardedness? Yes, he's buds with the CEO. Not Twitch though. Twitch is owned by Amazon. It's Kick, I thought. Isn't it Kick? The new owner is not affiliated with TPUSA in any way, shape, or form. He's just a patriot who hit me up by DM. So you go there and push up their website, it's going to redirect. But this is to identify the individual with the Make Assassinations Great Again bumper sticker, a radical LGBTQ activist from Maine. Huh. Those freaks are at least 33% of the population. I don't know what to do. I think we're at a place where there's going to have to be a... Twitch is a sub of Amazon, their own boss under Bezos. Scissors Sisters, yeah. Those are Julio Scissors sisters. I think he'd get upset. And we got this. We got a Somali-born Maine state rep, Mana Abdi, expresses her disdain for America. Everything from the snow to the housing just kept getting worse. They sent us to Kansas of all places. Huh. This is who we're importing into the country, people.
Anything. So coming into the States, everything from the snow to, you know, the housing, the homes that we were all of a sudden occupying, everything was a shock, honestly. Every day was something new, and I'm like, oh my God, this is just getting worse. Yeah,
So what state did you guys land, first of all? Kansas City.
Of all places. Yeah, it's like a boot camp for Maine, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's just like, right, like, I mean, anyone who lives in Maine knows Maine and has ever visited Kansas, they will know what I'm talking about. It's just a lot to deal with as a person of color, honestly, or a Black person. Anything. So coming into the States.
So we're racist too. They can always go back to Somalia, you know. In my country, I'm forced to keep my mouth shut. But here I am free to talk trash about the country in hopes that I can change it to be a country where I'm forced to keep my mouth shut. That's crazy. right? That's crazy. And then here's the mayor, Mayor V. Lyles, makes herself the victim while speaking at the AME Zion Church today. So you remember the woman, the mayor of the town in North Carolina or whatever, where the girl got stabbed, where she tried to hide the fact about Irina Zaritska's murder, and it's all her. It's it's the mayor. She's the victim. The mayor is the victim.
We accept some accountability towards it. Thank you for that, because it's an opportunity for me to actually say what I've said in our council meetings, and I hope that we have prayers and that we understand that this is a very difficult position to take and to be a part of. And yes, it has been difficult. There's been all kinds of reactions to it. But at the same time, when you ask me for what you do, I can't bring women back. I can only do things that help us move forward. And when you look at our transit system and the way that we have to do difference, we're having to address how do we make sure that everyone feels safe. Not just be safe, but feel that safety. And so we are working very hard to work on how do we have mass transit information. So a couple weeks before this happened, I happened to be out of town in New York, and I saw what New York police departments had on every subway we took. There was a number of people present, and I started thinking, when we start thinking about what we're doing, we need to create that same kind of presence. If they can do this in New York, we can do it in Charlotte. So that means that we have to go more people to address conditions that really led to this. Now, I don't know that I don't know how difficult it is to address something that's already happened. But I do know that it's not difficult if we put our money and our time and invest our commission in it. We can do something different. And so the question for me is, how do we make sure that what we're doing is going to make a difference? Because that's what's deserving for us today.
Wow, that's interesting, right? At this, you got liberals are now demanding that all the veterans mobilize to fight the National Guard.
The red line has been crossed. Donald Trump just posted the following on Temu Twitter. At the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I'm also authorizing full force if necessary. Listen to me. I need to interpret this for you real quick, and I'm coming to you from the veteran tent here in Union Station because I'm about to make a call out to all veterans nationwide. Donald Trump has now officially called for troops to be deployed to an American city, in this case, Portland. He's calling Portland war-ravaged, which is not true. There's no war happening in Portland, in case there's anybody who's curious. This is simply misinformation. After the normalization of troops here in D.C., it is now okay to put troops anywhere. The problem is this. He said in there that Portland is under siege by Antifa. For those of you who remember, a couple weeks ago, he signed an executive order saying that Antifa is a terrorist organization. Guys, Antifa is not even an organization. It's an ideological movement that we are anti-fascism. He's calling for troops to be put into an American city. He just indicted James Comey. He's weaponized the Justice Department. We saw a speech earlier by Pam Bondi of the Justice Department.
Witnessing a new era of political violence. Assassins have tried to murder President Trump twice and tried to kill Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh. In Minnesota, legislators and even children attending mass were gunned down in cold blood in 2 separate incidents.
Calling that Portland's under siege by terrorists, it's not true. This is the next step forward. They made Charlie Kirk a martyr to justify this type of behavior. They're blaming everything in America on the radical left lunatics. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call for a nationwide mobilization of veterans tomorrow, September 28th, Sunday, 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am going to hold a webinar through Substack. I'm doing it on Substack because it's easy. It's free. Will not cost you $1. I want veterans to attend this webinar. I want you to answer this call to action. We need to mobilize veterans nationwide to organize in our communities. Tomorrow, September 28th, Sunday, on Substack.com/remember your oath. We're going to hold a live stream in which I will provide instructions for veterans nationwide. We are.
I don't. This is ridiculous. He admitted he's Antifa though, so that's good. I'm glad he admitted he was Antifa. We got this. We got Captain Dylan Blaha, a Democrat who's running for Congress in Illinois, urges all military members to disobey Pete Hegseth and Trump's orders because the orders are illegal and constitute war crimes. This is what you call treason. Treason.
My name is Captain Dylan Blaha, and this message is for all U.S. military service members, especially every general and admiral meeting with Pete Hegseth on Tuesday. I'm a 13-year U.S. Army veteran who served in Afghanistan and wrote war plans while stationed at U.S. Army Europe. This morning, Donald Trump directed Pete Hegseth to deploy the U.S. military to Portland, Oregon. This is the latest illegal attempt to normalize the use of the military in U.S. cities. He authorized the military to use, quote, full force. This is authoritarianism. This is fascism. The U.S. military is not a law enforcement force, and all federalized service members must abide by the Pasa Comitatus Act. All members of the United States military must disobey illegal orders. I was just following orders is not a valid defense against war crimes. Grow a spine and stand up for your fellow Americans. Otherwise, you are complicit in this fascist takeover. We're running out of time.
I hope Pete Hegseth recalls him to active duty immediately and court-martials him. He identified himself as a captain. Military discipline and lawful orders are the bedrock of national security. Calls to disobey command authority, whether from politicians or activists, undermine the very foundation of our armed forces. The UCMJ exists to address legal concerns through proper channels, not public grandstanding. Every service member swears an oath to the Constitution, not to political figures or partisan agendas. Attempts to politicize military operations or delegitimize lawful directives endanger unit cohesion and military readiness. Leadership breakdowns must be resolved internally through accountability mechanisms, not reckless public incitement. The real threat isn't hypothetical illegal orders. It's the erosion of trust and command structures that keep America safe. And just so you know who this guy is, this is the guy. He's an actor. United States Army Captain, Illinois Army National Guard. 12 years of leadership and Army combat experience. Roles in Chicago and across the Midwest, so he's an actor. Well, he's gonna need to learn how to act as a prisoner at the Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, is where he needs to be. Yeah, he's gonna act like he's a resident of Fort Leavenworth for a few years. That's what he was acting in the Army. Yeah. And this is funny. Anti-ICE protesters stopped to yell at agents as they were taking an illegal alien into custody, and they forgot to put their car in park, so it rolled into a lake. Now that's some karma right there.
Well, that sucks. Look at this, Lucy. Her car got lost.
Oh. All the Marvel said, "Oh, Trump could just deputize them as federal agents. Welcome to your first day on the job. You're all about summer supremacy clause until you get their shit pushed in for being violent." Yeah. Yeah, no, clearly he has never read the UCMJ. It's what he's doing. Not karma, but cargo. Tip your wait staff. He's here all week. There's this woman yells that ICE is coming to deport the store employee who turns out to be a U.S. citizen. Trump is coming to get y'all. He's taking your mama, your grandma, your uncle, and all y'all. I voted for Trump, the employee says. That's why you're mad. You voted for Trump, and he's coming to get you. Because they think they look Mexican. San Dimas, California.
You Mexican ass bitch. You wetback ass bitch. Look at your shape, bitch. Yeah, that type of bitch. Bitch. Look what type of body you got, bitch. Look at your body shape, bitch. The fuck? Oh well, bitch. I don't give a fuck, bitch. Fuck you. You don't even know what's going on, bro. Stay mind your motherfucking business, bitch. Oh well, that's why Trump is coming to get y'all. Oh well, I don't care. And then you voted. He's taking your mama. He's taking your grandma. He's taking your uncle. You voted for him. He's taking all y'all. Bro, mind your business. Mind your business. I did. What you gonna do about it? Oh well. Oh well. Oh well.
The fuck? Y'all mad. That's why you're mad. You voted for Trump and he over here. What are you recording for? The fuck? For my safety. Oh, okay. The fuck? Bitch. What's that shape, bitch? Fuck your bad shape, bitch. Who you with? The fuck? Bro, shut the fuck up. What nigga? Who's that for? What is that? You something about it. No, you don't want to fight us, bitch. The fuck? You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight you. Quit back. Quit back. Quit back.
Unfortunately, I can't repeat any of the words they're saying. Sorry, I turned it up as loud as it'll go. I apologize. You got the former acting DHS secretary destroys the narratives on the illegal superintendent in the Des Moines schools that was making $300,000 a year. Yeah, San Dimas, such a nice place. Yeah, it was until Bill and Ted. Once Bill and Ted took their thing out of there. Hey, Rachel Boone, how you doing? Can I translate? It was some hibbity, some jibbity, and a lot of squirrel words. They did no background check verification when they hired the guy. He was hired with an active removal order. He had a criminal record. He has no work authorization. When they entered this individual's information system in order to get paid, to pay taxes, all sorts of red flags should have been prompted there. Further question of the amount of illegal aliens here in the United States working everyday jobs is it's like, how is in a possession charge as other criminal acts on the record? So close to the school system.
It is shocking to me that someone in charge of our school district, the largest school district in Iowa, had a final removal order. How does that happen? I don't think it would have happened under your tenure.
Well, it's a great question. Obviously, the school district did not do their due diligence. He has a criminal record as well. So clearly they didn't do any type of background investigation. The amazing part here is he has no work authorization. So when they enter this individual's information into their system in order to get paid, to pay taxes and the like, all sorts of red flags should have been prompted there. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they say, to see how this individual, did he use an alias? How did this come about? And I think it begged the further question of the amount of illegal aliens that are here in the United States working in everyday jobs and the like. And some of them, like this individual who has a possession charge, has other criminal acts on their record, and to be so close to school children, right? To be part of the education system there in Des Moines is really troubling.
Wow. Yeah. So that guy, that's the illegal alien that was the superintendent of the schools in Des Moines, Iowa. His case exposes systemic failure. A superintendent making $300K with an active removal order. ICE flagged him as a fugitive, yet Des Moines public schools ignored the red flags. Background checks clearly failed. How does someone with a weapons charge and no work authorization pass HR screens? Taxpayers funded the fraud while bureaucrats turned blind eyes. Schools must prioritize student safety over political correctness. If basic E-Verify protocols had been followed, he would have never been near classrooms. This isn't an isolated slip-up. It's proof of institutional negligence enabling illegal hires nationwide. Time to audit every district's vetting process and hold administrators accountable for endangering kids. Yeah. And it happened the other day. They mistaked Ice Cube's bus for ICE deportation. They firebombed it. Yeah, that was like 2 days ago. Here's the thing. Des Moines Public Schools placed superintendent on paid leave. So they're still paying this guy. That's an illegal alien. I think they should all be arrested for still paying him. Enough with the name call. We're talking about a human being. That's what they're saying. This is the President Jackie Norris, who was Michelle Obama's chief of staff. That's right. Time to jail the turds that employ the invaders. Scandal rocking the public schools has taken an even darker turn after revelations that the illegal alien fugitive with the deportation order was placed on paid leave following his dramatic arrest by ICE agents. An illegal alien fugitive from Guyana who had been living under a deportation order since May of 2024. According to Fox News, Bill Malugin, he fled from ICE agents in his car once they identified themselves, speeding away before abandoning the vehicle. Inside his vehicle, they recovered a loaded Glock 19, a fixed blade hunting knife, and $3K in cash. Roberts reportedly has a prior weapons arrest dating back to 2020. Despite this, Roberts was hired as the superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools in July of 2023 after a national search process involving an outside firm. He was granted a superintendent license by the Iowa Board of Education examiners in the same year. So they said, oh, we'll hire this guy. Just give him a license. So they just gave him a license. Somehow the background check failed to flag his immigration issues. In response, the school district announced he's been placed on paid leave. The board chair, Jackie Norris, who was Michelle Obama's chief of staff, issued a lengthy statement attempting to defend the district's hiring process. She insisted he passed all the required checks and claimed the district had no knowledge of his immigration status. Well, it sure looks like he used a bunch of fake degrees, and most of his resume was bogus too, but nobody wanted to say anything because they didn't want to get called racist. And said he affirmed he was a U.S. citizen. So they asked him, he said he was a U.S. citizen. And that the Department of Education issued his superintendent license without incident. So he said, well, I'm a citizen. They go, well, we'll make you superintendent. Here's your license. He placed the blame on the outside firm, JG Consulting, and the third-party company said that it contracted. So it was the consulting firm contracted another company. So they got all these layers of blaming it on someone else. And she scolded the community to cool down the rhetoric. There's no denying the simple fact that it was a jarring day, and not only at Des Moines schools, but throughout the community. In 2023, our students, staff, and families warmly welcomed Dr. Roberts into our community. He has served as an enthusiastic voice in support of our students. Well, his whole thing was equity and learning. We don't have all the facts. According to ICE, an immigration judge issued a final order of removal. We were not made aware of this fact. It's very concerning. Yeah, he shouldn't be paid. They should tell him you can't pay him. He has no. If you're paying him, you're breaking the law. He's retained Parrish Kridner law firm. They've already provided a statement on their role, and they will other future statements. And employers are required to verify employment eligibility for all employees. In this case, he completed an I-9 eligibility form and submitted the required documentation. Everything the district has on file indicates he affirmed he was a U.S. citizen and eligible to work for the school district. Department of Education issued a license in 2023 to the superintendent. The agency said an FBI background check did not raise issues. What agency said this? Later on, we'll address the specific steps the board took to conduct a superintendent search. Two things can be true. We must support our interim superintendent and staff, but because of the collective role and educate the people. We must also continue to pursue the facts in this case and understand our school community is still processing this very significant issue. And I want to be clear that the one fact that cannot be ignored, of course, the school district ensured a background check was conducted before hiring Dr. Roberts. That is done by every person who's hired. Periodic reviews are conducted on a regular basis. At that point, I want to share the steps in the process of hiring him. Des Moines approved the contract with JG Consulting, district search firm, to bring a qualified superintendent. Between January and March, the board worked with the search firm on a variety of issues related to qualifications and characteristics. We want a black guy from Africa. That's what they said. Between April and May, the school board conducted interviews with the candidates. On May 16th, the board approved our first contract with Dr. Roberts, who began his role in July 2023. As part of the work for DPMS, JG Consulting contract included their obligation to disclose to the district all known information, positive or negative, regarding the candidates. So this is just blaming it on the consulting firm. Well, the consulting firm didn't tell us. That included having a comprehensive criminal and credit and background check conducted by a third party. So they didn't do any of the shit they were supposed to do. They're putting it off on a third party now, besides JG. After his selection, he applied for a superintendent license with the Iowa Board of Examiners. The state of Iowa issued the license in July 2023. So they hired him. Let's just say, when did they hire him? July 1st, they hired him. And then July 11th, he got the certificate. So 11 days later, they gave him the license to be a superintendent. Saul came in a career more than 20 years that Robert spent as an educator and school leader in Pennsylvania, Missouri, Maryland, D.C., and New York. I don't think any of this is true. It's all got to be bogus. Work to address the personnel which continue to lift up our district and our students. Yeah. They vet janitors more than this guy. Yeah, they just allowed it all to go to another third party or whatever. At this story, the Democrat Attorney General has refused to remove over 300,000 voters reported to be ineligible across the counties following a letter from Shiloh Marks. California is being accused of gaming the National Voters Act. Yeah. So it's right here. The secretary respectfully declines to undertake specific cancellation procedure your letter requests. So they sent him a letter. The DOJ, they're getting sued by this clown. Getting sued. Okay. And California Attorney General denies request to remove 300,000 eligible voters. Please find attached correspondence from these people. Mm-hmm. We're not going to remove the people because we can't cheat if we take them off. The violation appears to be based on statistical information you have collected from 4 counties regarding inactive registrants. Requires the states conduct a general program that makes a reasonable effort to remove the names of ineligible voters. So just refusing to remove the ineligible voters. Yeah. Because California is gaming the National Voter Registration Act through a loophole. The county sends notices to ineligible voters that are not compliant, then later discovers this error and reissues the letters with the paper notices. This effectively resets the clock and extends these ineligible voters on the rolls for 4 more years through 2 major elections. It's devious. Yeah, for example, San Bernardino County explained in its letter response more than 200,000 of its inactive registration cannot lawfully be renewed until after 2026 because the county discovered that those registrants received those letters that did not include the compliant notices. Oh. So they're trying to play games. All right, let me see. Mm-hmm. 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 Does anybody know? Anybody know of any channels that have live stuff going on right now? I don't see anything going on. Open some more tabs with some of the stuff I got. Cocksucker. Okay, we've got some updates on Jersey. Bella did a 360 really fast. Aussie LC is live, but audience be warned. What is that? Portland Andy has 4 streams up on his channel. Yeah, give me a link. Give me a link. So this is what's going on in Jersey. The Democrat mayor of Dover, New Jersey, James P. Todd, has endorsed Republican Jack Cattarelli for New Jersey governor per Insider New Jersey. The second Democrat mayor to endorse him in the last month. Got to watch out for the naked woman in the wheelchair. I know. I'm gonna have to. I gotta edit a chunk out of my video already for that. So. Mm-mm. Raucous crowd at Brick, New Jersey for America First in support of Jack for New Jersey. They're holding events like this all across New Jersey to try to engage low propensity Trump voters, and energy's off the chart. So this is going on. We're going to talk about New Jersey a little bit.
Right now. We were in Hampton Heights the other night, and we had 400 people at our vigil rally remembrance event for Charlie Kirk. He will not die in vain. He is a hero, a freedom fighter, and we're going to win this for Charlie Kirk. This battle that we're in right now, over the last couple of months, we have seen.
No, what the hell?
Isn't just like this right now.
Jay Liebgott, what the hell was that link you gave me? That's some Irish, Australian guy talking about the stuff that happened in the church. I don't know what that was supposed to be. It was just some guy sitting there talking. Bella is actually Bello, according to Candace. Okay. PDX for you. Where? Where's it at? I don't know. This guy gave me a link that was I don't know. Trump endorsed Citarelli's gain endorsement of Democrat Mayor James Todd of Dover. Flip New Jersey red. Oh no, I wasn't looking for who was live per se like that. I was looking for someone who had like live coverage of the stuff that was going on. Just type in Portland Andy on Rumble. Okay. Kind of scared. All right. Look at this. According to Senator Booker, 13 New Jersey high school graduates were appointed to the U.S. service academies this year: Army, Navy, Air Force, Merchant Marines. Of the 3 U.S. Naval Academy appointments, 2 went to Mickey Cheryl's twins, the Hedbergs. I think that pisses me off more than her cheating. Yeah, so let's look at, so this lady who cheated when she was in the academy got her 2 kids both in the Naval Academy. It's called nepotism, and they used the father's name so that nobody would know. And she was barred from walking with her 1994 U.S. Naval Academy graduation during a massive cheating scandal. She claims punishment for refusing to report classmates, yet she refuses to release the records. Oh, fucking music shit. Yeah. She's lying. You don't get barred from walking graduation for not writing out cadets. You get barred for walking for integrity lapses and violating the Naval Academy rules. She won't release her academy disciplinary records because we know what it will show, that she was involved as a co-conspirator in the cheating scandal. This is I don't know if you guys know, it was called like the tail hook, if I'm not mistaken, scandal. Back in the day at the Naval Academy, they were cheating. Cheryl committed an honor violation, hid her honor violation from voters, won't release her disciplinary files, gave 2 of the 5 coveted service academy slots to her own kids. They used her husband's name. Yeah, this guy's like, oh, she put her life on the line. No, she didn't. He's not voting for governor in Jersey, his legislature too, so the governor can do something. Yeah, well, let's see what happens. Tailhook was about sexual assault. Was it? I thought that was about the cheating scandal. What was the cheating scandal? It was a huge cheating scandal. You're right. That's a cheat. What was the cheating scandal? Okay. All right. I can see why I was confused. I can see why I was confused. Yeah, I don't. The tail hook happened in 91 and the cheating scandal was 92. Yeah, Bella had a wreck in her bed. You're right. Tailhook was on. It was they alleged sexual assault by a bunch of midshipmen and officers, but that was 91, and then 92 was the cheating scandal at the academy. Oh, it gets better. She nominated her own kids to the U.S. Naval Academy. Both got accepted same year. Both used her dad's name. Yeah, so. And her husband lies too. Her husband also ensnared in a massive Naval Academy cheating scandal. So he was involved in a cheating scandal also. Huh. CBS News accidentally proved that the candidate is guilty of stolen valor. CBS assumed the portions of Cheryl's service record would prove she lied about her terminal rank of lieutenant, falsely claiming she was lieutenant commander, that she was involved in a cheating scandal at the Naval Academy would have been redacted. When the records arrived from NARA, almost entirely unredacted, CBS notified the archives of their mistake. No records were released publicly beyond the network. This supports the candidacy of Cheryl, and the incident put them in a difficult situation and forced their hands. Hey, good night. Thanks for being here. Stolen valor. Yeah, she said she was lieutenant commander, and she was lieutenant. So, how long have we been going tonight? Almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. All right. I'll go a little bit longer. We'll go a little bit longer. Yeah, oh yeah. Saw this one. Yeah, according to 13 Booker, 13 New Jersey high school graduates were appointed to the U.S. Service Academies. Of the 3 Naval Academy appointments, 2 went to Mikkel Sherry's twins, the Hedbergs. I wonder if they're related to Mitch Hedberg. It's a joke. She has a serious problem with telling the truth. Mickey Sherrill lied and claimed her grandfather flew a B-52 bomber over France during World War II. Only problem is the B-52 bomber didn't go into service with the Air Force until 1955. Hey, what's up, Teledyne? What's going on, man? How you doing? Looks like a Hawaii Kamala. Yep, totally. You sent me 20 on Rumble? You did? What? Well, thank you. You did? Oh, Honey Badger Mom. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Anne Marie 0000. Thank you very much. Thank you. I did not have any idea it was there. It doesn't show up, just so everyone knows, any Rumble rants doesn't show up in the software. I have to go repeatedly and look. So I guess I'll do this. I'll take that 20 off. So we're $30 away from an extra hour. Kind of already doing the extra hour, but just because I'm kind of bored. So, but whatever. B-52, yeah. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. Double check. that was it, right? That was the only one in there in Rumble. So you're saying Honey Badger Mom, is that live? Is she live? Who's live on someone's live on something? BG on the Scene isn't live. You're saying Portland Andy? I don't know. I don't see a. I don't know. I don't want to just. I don't want to just stream this guy's rally. Paying it forward, as Jim tells you. I don't know. Paying what forward? What are you talking about? Paying what forward? Link. Oh, you gave Portland Annie's Rumble, but he has music running. Let's see. I think he's good.
Yeah. Here we go.
Doesn't really seem like there's anything going on, so. Doesn't really seem like. Oh wait, rally. I forgot to do. Sorry, I forgot to do that for Ann's 20. Thank you very much. And rally for a 5. Okay, we'll see. What's the link? I pulled up his stuff, Gundam Zig. But he has music running. I pulled up the his feed, but it's not really anything going on. So you were not invited to Tailhook. So right now we're $25 away from an extra hour. Just not that it matters. So remember that time Mickey Cheryl said she's always been a passionate advocate for women, girls in sports, and a strong supporter of Title IX. She literally voted against protecting women in sports and against men. This woman doesn't care about your daughters.
Hi everyone, this is Mikey Cheryl, and I have always been a passionate advocate for women and girls in sports and a strong supporter of Title IX.
That is actually a lie, concerning the fact that you voted against protecting women in sports from males playing against them just recently.
Hi everyone, this is Mikey Cheryl, and I have always been a passionate.
There's that. Just so you know, I'm not making it up. So here's the thing: 3 Montclair teens accepted into prestigious military academies. Yeah. So Mikey Cheryl. I thought it was Mickey. It's Mikey. So she's got a former Navy helicopter pilot congratulated 24 students. List. Yeah, so the three from Montclair are Troy Dibble, Lincoln Hedberg, and Margaret Hedberg. And they're so proud of young men and women. Does she say in here anywhere that they're her kids? She didn't even say in there that they're her kids. Got some government shutdown news. Yeah, why do we have Title IX again? Why don't we just let women play in men's sports? I mean, if they're going to let men play in women's sports, they should just have one sports leagues, right? They should do. So this is Kristen Welker asking, is the government going to shut down? And Thune gives his Thune answer.
All right, let's talk about the big battle over government funding. We're just 2 days away, Leader, as you know, from a potential government shutdown. The president did cancel a planned meeting with Democratic leaders. The House doesn't plan to be in session until after the shutdown deadline. Is the government going to shut down this week, Leader Thune?
Totally up to the Democrats. The ball is in their court. There is a bill sitting at the desk in the Senate right now. We could pick it up today and pass it. That has been passed by the House, that will be signed into law by the president to keep the government open. So this decision, in my judgment, at this point in time, is up to a handful of Democrats. We need 8 Democrats to pass it through the Senate, something that 13 times, when the Democrats had the majority over the last 4 years and President Biden was in the White House, Republicans helped Democrats do. 13 different times we did continuing resolutions in the Democrat majority, and in every case they passed. And what the Democrats have done here is take the federal government as a hostage, and for that matter, by extension, the American people, to try and get a whole laundry list of things that they want, that special interest groups on the far left are pushing them to accomplish, and using a 7-week funding resolution, which is designed to give us time to do the normal appropriations process. They're using this hostage to try and get all these other things done. It's a very straightforward argument in my mind. It's simple.
It's simple. And then, like this says, it's the shutdown theatrics are pure political theater. Tackles McNee pads. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, what's up, Anne-Marie? How you doing? The House passed a clean CR, and the Senate Democrats are holding it hostage for Medicaid expansion and ACA subsidies. Their demands more spending, more bureaucracy, more waste. Yeah, they're fighting to get Medicaid for illegal aliens. Remember the Medicaid cuts? They were a necessity to stop the fraud and redirect funds to border security. Now Dems want to reverse the progress to fund their pet projects. Federal workers shouldn't be pawns in the scheme. See, I don't even understand how this is even happening. They just did this big, beautiful bill a couple months ago, and now they need to do it again? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, Speaker Johnson says it's illegal for illegal aliens to receive health care paid by American workers, but the Democrats are making a demand to change that. They want to add it back in. Oh, Jim, Bella, and chat are enough for me. Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yes, it is illegal for illegal aliens to receive health care paid for by hardworking American taxpayers, but they're making the demand to change that. They want to add that back in. That's one of Chuck Schumer's primary demands, to keep the government open, and we're not going to do that. The American people didn't vote for us to do that. We're trying to clean up the system. So what they're demanding, they know is outrageous. They know it's far beyond the pale. And look, I challenge anybody listening to us, Jake, go pull this up. You will see there is nothing partisan in what we have passed and presented to the Senate. Chuck Schumer is doing this for one reason. He is trying to get cover from the far left base of his party because they've been hammering him for not fighting Trump. So he's going to try to show that he's fighting Trump, but he has absolutely no logical basis for doing so here. Yes, it is illegal.
Here's this. It goes. Jake Tepper says, a constitutional attorney and Speaker of the House, do you believe it's acceptable for any president to publicly and privately instruct the Attorney General to prosecute political opponents and go so far as firing a U.S. attorney if they don't bring charges? Let's hear. This is going to be some people talking about the Comey stuff.
Let's turn to the other big subject in the news here, having to do with the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. Just looking at the principle at stake here, if you can remove Comey and Trump out of the equation, as a constitutional attorney and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, do you believe it's acceptable for any president to publicly or privately instruct their attorney general to prosecute a political opponent and go as far as firing a U.S. attorney if they don't bring charges because they don't think the case is strong enough?
I'm glad you brought up the principle. That is exactly what's at issue here. James Comey lied to Congress. Okay, he took an oath. He said things to Congress that were simply not true. It's called perjury. A grand jury that is not, a nonpartisan, non-biased grand jury that was assembled looked at the charges and they agreed, they voted to bring an indictment of James Comey, not President Trump, not the DOJ, but a grand jury. That's how our system works. It's a very important principle for us to apply, that everybody has to subscribe to the law, even a former FBI director. And he has lots to answer for. There are many things that he could have been indicted for, but the statute of limitations ran out on so many of those matters. Not here. Perjury is important. You can't, especially if you're a high official, appointed or elected official, you cannot raise your hand, take an oath, and lie to Congress. And that's an important principle, Jake, for us to advance.
I I know I don't usually chat, but I wanted to help with live stream in Portland. I'm looking for stuff. I'm trying to. I don't want to just play someone else's stream like Andy's stream. He's got his own stream with a bunch of these things. It's kind of like I'm stealing his content. I mean, I'm looking for actual just individual streams that people are playing. I don't want to play another guy that's kind of weird, you know, to play another guy that's talking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy McCarthy misrepresented the indictment, insisting that charges deal with McCabe's leak, not those of his friend Dan Rickman, but clearly cannot even explain the case. It's just lawfare. This guy McCarthy is a straight rhino, man. I don't get him. Fox. Anybody on Fox?
Comey, in terms of whether or not
Can't
you think
stand
it will
Fox
actually
anymore.
hold up in court.
Yeah, what amazes me, Martha, is that people seem to think this must be about Russiagate. You know, this must be about how they lied to the FISA court and got the authority to do the surveillance and the whole Trump-Russia collusion nonsense. This is not that. This is a sort of a petty thing about the Clinton campaign. But if you look at the underlying facts of the indictment, to the extent you can make them out, because the indictment almost fails as an indictment in that it doesn't give you notice of what he's actually done. But factually, there's nothing there. So this smacks of wanting to put Comey through the process, which is what lawfare is. The penalty is the process. And I think Trump feels that that's what was done to him. And I don't think he particularly is that interested in whether Comey ultimately gets convicted or not. He wants to put him through the process. The problem he has is those lawyers at the Justice Department, when they sign off on those pleadings, they have an ethical responsibility to at least bring a case that has a reasonable chance of prevailing, and this is not that case.
All right, we'll see what happens. Queen, you want to...
We got this person, Bakari Sellers, talking about how Joe Biden indicted his own son.
Let me just explain to you the difference in the abuse and the difference in departments of justice. I mean, we can go all the way back to Republicans having a fit when JFK tried to nominate RFK, his brother, to be attorney general. But I can actually go back to Joe Biden. Joe Biden indicted his own son. Did he deserve to be indicted? Yes. But he indicted his own son.
You're saying the White House was directing. You're saying the White House was directing indictments. You're saying they were directing indictments. That's a revelation.
Have one person speak at a time. What were you just saying?
Let me just explain to you the difference in the abuse.
She went from nobody's above the law to if you think nobody's above the law, you're not American. Where are Jasmine's parents? I need answers and advice on how to endure her nonsense for the next few months.
I want the American people to know that when you stand up to a bully, you win. Do not back down. Do not bend. You allow them to go and wage their threats. If everybody starts to bend, for sure what is left of our democracy will be gone. And unfortunately, that is exactly what he wants. And even more sadly, is that many of his followers agree with this. And I am thinking to myself, how is it that you can call yourself American or patriotic when you literally don't understand who we are as Americans, when you literally are okay with throwing out the Constitution, when you're okay with someone just deciding, you know what, this is the end result that I'm seeking. And so just figure out how to get there. I want the American people to know that when you stand up to a bully.
Wow, let's see. So they're saying Joe Biden never said any of this stuff. Let's see what Joe Biden says. Let's hear it from Joe.
It's like you're playing Monopoly with somebody who, won't pass go and won't follow any of the rules. And how do you ever make any progress if they're not following the rules?
You got to send them to jail.
The FBI has served.
Oh, so you got to send him to jail. So, they're going to send Trump to jail. What do you know? And suddenly, after cheering the endless targeting of President Trump for years, no one's above the law. It's now no longer the Democrat talking point. Wow.
And put somebody who, is just simply inept and unqualified to actually have that job.
Well, she was apt and qualified enough to get a grand jury to look at the evidence and return 2 charges against him. Are you saying that this process, which is used all over the country every single day to bring crimes all over the code, is somehow broken? These are ordinary citizens in a liberal jurisdiction who looked at evidence from a prosecutor and said, yeah, it looks like there's something here. Is that not what happened?
Yeah.
Watching somebody like Speaker Johnson normalize that, it sends us down an incredibly dangerous path.
I'm stunned to hear you say we're now worried about normalizing this kind of thing. We had an
you
attorney
are about to do right now. Let's
No.
hear it.
I'm about to tell you what happened in the state of New York when the Democratic Attorney General ran an entire political campaign promising not to uphold justice, but to prosecute one person, Donald Trump. And I didn't hear a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth among Democrats about normalizing the weaponization of justice.
And what we're talking about is the abuse of the system.
What abuse beyond the idea of prosecuting people when Democrats were going after Trump? Were you worried about abuse?
Because I firmly believe that Donald Trump broke the law and he was indicted.
Do you think the 34 charges that are cited all the time were good charges?
But let me actually go back to Joe Biden. Joe Biden indicted his own son.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. When Trump was first indicted, Kevin McCarthy called it a political prosecution. Empty Eric Swalwell immediately went on TV and claimed that McCarthy's rhetoric was going to incite violence. Now, Empty Eric is urging people to fight the bully over the Comey indictment.
Kevin McCarthy could get someone killed with his rhetoric. He's the Speaker of the House. He is second in line to the presidency, and he is taking a wrecking ball to the rule of law, and he is going to inspire and incite somebody to take up violence against law enforcement or somebody involved in this case. Instead of saying that exactly what Mr. Goldman just said, which is our rule of law will withstand this, and if Donald Trump is innocent, a jury of his peers will find him innocent, Kevin McCarthy is already casting judgment on the process. I'm worried about the targets on the backs of so many in law enforcement when leaders like McCarthy are siding with Donald Trump. It's reckless, it's lies that he's telling, and it's endangering people who walk the beat right now.
James Comey is going to be acquitted or the charges will be thrown out, but that doesn't make what Donald Trump has done any better. And for your viewers, I hope the way they see this is Donald Trump has not come for you yet, and he may not get to you for a while. But if you dissent against him, if you go to the town square and protest against him, he eventually will find you. That's where this is going. And that's why we all have to be louder and find strength in numbers. Don't hide under the bed. Stand up to this bully, and we can muscle through this.
Muscle through it. Sounds like he's calling for violence. Crazy. MSNBC is now gravely warning that the indictment may ruin his life for a time, but Comey will have expensive lawyers now, and it'll be a lot of his time and emotional investment. Does anyone care? I don't care.
Maybe Comey will end up walking away from this, but this will still be expensive. It will be stressful. It could ruin Comey's life for a time, and it seems to be foreshadowing if Comey's now, who could be next?
Right. I think that's the punishment. It's the punishment. James Comey has to have expensive lawyers now, and it'll take a lot of his time and emotional investment. Theoretically, his liberty will be at stake in this case, and that's what. Look, the Justice Department. A federal indictment is nothing to sneeze at. It is a life-changing event, and this is clearly punishment directed at James Comey. I mean, it couldn't be more explicit because that's what Donald Trump demanded in so many words in that message to Pam Bondi, the Attorney General. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. It's basically saying, go indict this guy. Find something to indict this guy on.
That's not what happened. It's not what happened, you liars. This is like, here's another one that belongs on the indictment list. Former FBI General Counsel James Baker, in sworn testimony under oath, revealed that then acting Attorney General Rod Rosenstein was working with two individuals inside the Trump administration after Trump fired Comey to secretly record the president and invoke the 25th Amendment in an attempt to overthrow the United States government. You guys remember this?
Sean, Baker's testimony matters because he had a pivotal role at the Bureau as the top FBI lawyer. He had the ear of then Director James Comey, and his testimony is at odds with Rosenstein's denials. Last week, he told Fox News he couldn't get into it.
Mr. Baker, did you handle the dossier? Did you warn Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein that there was exculpatory information before he signed the final surveillance warrant? Mr. Baker, will you take our questions?
The Senate sources describe Baker's testimony as forthcoming, deliberate, and sober. Baker telling congressional investigators that he believed then acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe and then FBI lawyer Lisa Page when they said Rosenstein's talk about recording the president and removing him from office was, quote, serious. Baker, who was not at the Justice Department meeting, said Page and McCabe came to him immediately after, and based on what he learned, Baker told investigators he believed Rosenstein was working with two people inside the administration after President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey to invoke the 25th Amendment. Asked about Baker's closed-door interview, a Justice Department spokesperson said they stood by their denials, including this one from Rosenstein. I never pursued or authorized recording the president, and any suggestion that I have ever advocated for the removal of the president is absolutely false. Rosenstein is expected on Capitol Hill Thursday, but our
Well, if it did happen, I would guarantee one of the people that were involved was Mike Pence. He proved that he was a traitor. We got Ray. Of course, Ray lied to Congress. The swamp has always been doing this for years because they knew they'd never be held accountable. Yeah. Kash Patel just accused Christopher Wray of lying to Congress of violating FBI protocol for sending 274 plainclothes agents on January 6th for so-called crowd control. Agents were sent into the crowd control mission after the riot was declared by Metro Police, something that goes against FBI standards. The failure of corrupt leadership. They were there already. They went in way before that. They were there way before that. Got this story I saw. It was interesting. A Long Island family fights off a knife-wielding home invasion suspect with 24 prior convictions, 6 failures to appear in court, and 4 arrests just this year for over 40 minutes. Democrats defunded the police, dismantled the criminal justice system, and victimized this family. Let's see what this is. This is crazy.
A nightmare to wake up to at 7 a.m. Wednesday. This pint-sized grandma, Maria Merced, fought off a masked man with a knife who had gotten into the Elmont house through a window.
So you don't want to get out of here? You want to kill me? I'll kill you too.
Her daughter heard her screams and joined the struggle. 40 minutes, the two tried to wrestle his knife away.
He was trying to stab her on her stomach. The two of us, we were like, at one point I was holding him on the floor and my mom was sticking him with a huge stick. And I do like this.
Holding him down until a grandson woke up and was able to disarm him. Grandson and grandmother then chased him down the block until police could take over.
We chose to spare his life, and God could take it, and thank God we were able to get somebody like that off the streets.
In court, St. Albans resident Franklin Ramos pled not guilty, although prosecutors say he confessed to police, who discovered a long rap sheet, 24 prior convictions, 6 failures to appear in court, numerous aliases, and 4 arrests already this year, yet walking the streets.
Wow. Seriously? Are you telling me the truth? They were squatting? Really? Long Island family fights off knife-wielding suspect, home invasion suspect. An armed burglar picked the wrong house to break into in Long Island on Wednesday morning. Inside, he was met by 3 generations of a family that battled him until police could take over. It was a nightmare to wake up to. As police said, Maria Merced, a pint-sized grandmother, fought off the knife-wielding masked man who had gotten into the Elmont house through a window. Where's the money? Give me the money. I kill you. I say, what money? I don't have money. Get out of here. You want me? Kill me. I kill you too. I kill you. Her daughter heard the mother's screams and joined the struggle. And they're trying to stab her and battle inside. 2 of us, I was holding him on the floor. My mother was hitting him with a huge stick. The grandson to the rescue. They said they held the suspect, identified as Frank Ramos of St. Albans, Queens, down until the grandson, Jimmy Castellanos, woke up and was able to finally knock the knife out of his hand. The grandmother and grandson chased the suspect down the block. They were just holding him until we transferred him. They were going to let him go. So we chose to spare his life, and God could take it. What? I think I ate too much junk tonight. PDPXD chickened out again. Small crowd scared them. Thank God we're still alive. A retired racetrack worker and her daughter, a nurse, suffered injuries that will require surgery. They hope the suspect learned something from messing with the wrong people. Ordered him held on a $300,000 bail. Wow. That's some crazy stuff. We'll see. I got some more. I got a couple more things to cover. If anybody sees any like actual like streams coming from Portland, like a stream, like not somebody's stream watching streams. I don't want to watch a stream of someone else, but if you see anything that's a stream of a live stuff, I'll the boat shooter guy, yeah. And the media tried to blame the church thing on a MAGA supporter. I'm not sure. We pulled that up. What's weird, Anthony, what's really weird is that both the boat shooter guy and the guy in the church, they're saying we're Marines. For 2 Marines to do something like that within 24 hours, it's like something's going on. I don't know. Seems weird. A group responsible for co-sponsoring 450 anti-West rallies in the United States, including multiple viral rallies in Dearborn, Michigan, calling for the death to America, is directly linked to funding from George Soros. Nate Friedman exposes Soros's funds and the legal firm who represents the protesters who got arrested. Here we go. Ready? Watch this guy's stream here.
This is Mete. We exposed her for being a paid protester who also teaches gender-expansive youth. If you go past a protest in New York City, chances are you'll see Mete. So who exactly is paying her? Well, it's a group called the Palestine Youth Movement, and now it's time to expose how they've been taking your tax money. Watch this. The PYM has a scholarship named after a PFLP spokesperson named Ghassan Kanafani. The PFLP, or the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, is designated as a terror organization by the United States, and now the PFLP is coming out of the shadows in America. Since the 7th, the PYM has co-sponsored 450 anti-West rallies in the United States. Many of their rallies have taken place in Dearborn, Michigan, and at one of those rallies, they called for the death of America. Al-Quds, one of PYM's partners, hosted the largest anti-West rally in Toronto, showcasing a swastika interlaced with the Star of David. Now, Canada will be recognizing Palestine as a state, so what they're doing is working. PYM leaders like Nadia Tanous have called for the destruction of the West,
to strike at the heart of empire.
That's clearly talking about America. Or Mohammed Nabulsi, another leader in PYM, posting a photo of 2 young boys side by side with terrorists. And his wife, Lina Asi, another leader of PYM, called the photo 11 out of 10 parenting. Lina Asi has a history of hatred toward Western values. She dressed up like the first female Palestinian hijacker, Layla Khalid, for Halloween. Layla is a Palestinian terrorist and activist associated with the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. Lina works as an advocacy manager for Palestine Legal. Palestine Legal is a legal aid organization supporting the movement for Palestinian freedom in the U.S. And they've received over 2,000 requests for legal support just last year. Now that is all code for when these guys get arrested at protests, they call Lina. And guess who funds Palestine Legal? None other than George Soros through the Tide Center. Now George Soros has given millions of dollars to the Tide Center. And now not only is George Soros paying for these violent protesters' legal bills, but it's likely that you have too. Because get this, the Tide Center administered $24.5 million in USAID grants. If we look at the funding of PYM, they used to have Westpac as their fiscal sponsor. George Soros gives Westpac money and then it gets distributed to a variety of NGOs that hate our country. However, after October 7th, Westpac ran into a lot of lawsuits. And by January 2025, they were warning supporters that they were in, quote, dire fiscal trouble. So it was time for PYM to look for a new fiscal sponsor. They landed on an NGO called Honor the Earth, who specializes in dismantling settler colonialism and racial capitalism. Thanks to the leadership overlap of PYM and Honor the Earth, the handoff came fast because Nadia Tenus is both a PYM organizer and an Honor the Earth deputy director. PYM feels comfortable welcoming young men dressed as terrorists at their rallies, and I've asked them questions, but they're not a very talkative bunch.
Yeah, I like the headband. What's that headband? I know who you are. I'm not
Now, the most disgusting thing about all this is that the founder of the Palestine Youth Movement is an assistant professor at UCLA. Now, would you want her teaching your children?
No. Okay. I don't know. Would you? Got this guy. Meet Leonard Bernardo. I'm looking on TikTok right now. And I'm pulling up TikTok right now to look for. Yeah, I had to use my camera to sign in at TikTok. I had to do something. Yeah, Soros' son is taking over. I'm looking right now. He was exposed as part of the treasonous plot to frame Trump and later POTUS Trump. Guess where you can find Leonard now? He's the senior VP of George Soros' Open Society Foundation. Wow. That's crazy, huh? It's like half off the bed. What's she doing over there? Mm-hmm. Soros is a terrorist that must be dealt with. Yeah, this is the guy, Leonard Bernardo. He approved Julia's idea about the Trump-Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections that should distract people. This is the guy, senior vice president of George Soros' stuff. Dearborn, Michigan, chief of police speaks in Arabic. Hamadullah, praise Allah. He probably talks about replacing the American Dearborn police force with Arabs. The police force went from 3% Arab to 45%. This is what being conquered looks like.
When I joined the department, Dearborn's Arab American population was nearly 50%. Yet less than 3% of our police. It's now a department that reflects and embraces the community it serves, with 45% of our officers being Arab American. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I'm proud to serve as your chief of police.
Islamized Dearborn, the double standards undeniable. A 27-year-old non-Muslim was dragged from his home and jailed over a reckless Facebook post. Yet Muslims marched through the streets chanting "Death to America." Every Dearborn Islamic mayor admitted, even Dearborn's Islamic mayor admitted that a 2024 terror rally, violent chants erupt from the community, yet no one was detained. Why? You got the police chief standing in front of a Lebanese flag, praises his Arab American police force, celebrates hijabs in the justice system. This isn't diversity, selective enforcement.
Wonderful wife, Deanna, a strong, proud Palestinian woman. When I joined the department, Dearborn's Arab American population was nearly 50%. Yet less than 3% of our police force reflected the community that we served. The department was not always welcoming to people who were different. Today, the Dearborn Police Department is the department that I wish I worked for when I first started my career. It's now a department that reflects and embraces the community it serves, with 45% of our officers being Arab American. It's a department that respects the dignity and rights of all individuals, including the right to wear a hijab, even when facing the justice system. It's a department that is taking meaningful steps to address historical inequity. Together, we've built a police department that values diversity, equity, and respect, one that serves all of Dearborn with honor and integrity. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I'm proud to serve as your chief of police. A wonderful wife, Deanna, a strong, proud Palestinian woman.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, I don't see anything on TikTok either. I don't know unless I'm searching for the wrong stuff. America's first Islamic-controlled city enacts Sharia. Non-Muslim arrested over Facebook post. Police raided him. Blah blah blah. Let's see. Let's go.
In Dearborn, Michigan, now a Muslim-majority city, free speech is dead, and Sharia justice has taken a hold. Anthony Young, a 27-year-old non-Muslim, makes a reckless Facebook post, and Dearborn police rush in, arrest him, and treat him like a terrorist. Meanwhile, year after year in Dearborn, Muslims openly march chanting "Death to America," praising Hezbollah, while police look the other way. This didn't happen by accident. In 2021, Abdullah Hammoud became the first Arab American and Muslim ever elected mayor of Dearborn. In 2022, Hamoud appointed fellow Muslim Issa Shaheen as police chief, a man who studied Middle Eastern politics in Cairo. Together, they've turned Dearborn into a city of two-tier justice: protection for Muslims, punishment for everyone else. His remark came during the annual Arba'een March in Dearborn, led by Imam Husham al-Husseini, a man with a long record of supporting Hezbollah, defending Iran, and refusing to condemn terrorism. Under his leadership, thousands fled the street, chanting "Death to America." Anthony Young's so-called crime? A careless, vague Facebook remark. Someone should show up and let a couple of clips out. He didn't say "I will." He didn't make a plan. And for that, Dearborn police treated him like a terrorist. And here's the double standard. In 2017, a California man threatened to burn down the home of a deputy. Far more direct, far more violent. The charges were dropped as protected speech. But in Dearborn, vague words from a non-Muslim is treated like a terrorist plot. For that one vague post, a half-dozen armed officers stormed his home and dragged him away in cuffs. On Instagram, police bragged they'd nabbed a white male for, quote, dangerous online threats. Then came the pretrial punishment. Judge Mark Summers set a $5,000 bond, money he may not even have, imposed an internet ban to silence him online, and ordered a GPS ankle shackle to track his every move. All of this before trial has even begun. It's the same logic as Sharia's jizya tax, non-Muslims forced to pay for their place in society. In Dearborn, Anthony Young is already paying his jizya in court fees and shackles. Note to Michigan voters, Judge Mark Summers' term ends January 1st, 2027. Remember the date and keep him off the bench. Yet when thousands march through Dearborn chanting "Death to Israel" and "Death to America," waving Hamas headbands and glorifying terrorists, police stand by and do nothing. Not one arrest, not even a warning. Hamas, cares. Dawood Walid demanded hate crime charges against Young. That's rich, coming from a man who has defended jihad and even endorsed killing Jews. At the same time, tax-exempt mosques in Dearborn hold memorials for Hezbollah terrorists on U.S. soil. And even local Dearborn media outlets glorify the jihadi martyrs. At a rally last year, Hezbollah's leader was called a hero. Jews were told to go back to Poland. Chants of "Death to America" filled the air. Mayor Hamoud was there. Did he condemn it? No. He hugged the speaker. Worse, Hamoud used the stage to push the BDS movement, an anti-Jewish campaign straight from the Nazis' playbook. Instead of policing real threats, Dearborn brags about monitoring people's Facebook posts. Just like London under Muslim Mayor Sadiq Khan, who deployed hundreds of officers to police so-called online hate. And like London, the people who get punished are non-Muslims. Move over two-tier Keir Starmer in London, because Dearborn has two-tier Abdullah Hamoud. And here's the bigger picture. For years, we've heard how bad things have become in Britain. Police arresting ordinary citizens for offensive words. Just recently, a young man in Cumbria was hauled away in handcuffs for saying 3 simple words. We love bacon. His only crime was affirming his own culture. Meanwhile, Muslim mobs march freely in London, chanting "Death to Israel" and calling for communist revolutions with no consequence. That was Britain, but now it's America. In Dearborn, Anthony Young is jailed for a Facebook post, while militant Muslims chant "Death to America" with police protection. From Dalton to Dearborn, the pattern is unmistakable. Western culture is criminalized, Islamic incitement excused. This isn't equal justice. This is Sharia justice. The only question left is, will Americans resist, or will we become the next Britain?
Will we? Happening now in Dearborn, Michigan, there's a conference taking place called ArabCon, where Muslims are gathered to talk about how they can consolidate more power in the U.S. Speakers and attendees are on video laughing over the October 7th terrorist attacks. They cheered when Professor Abdul Haladadi said he would never condemn armed resistance. California Bill 771. But I worry about the INCAC if they have precedent. It's going to get shot down. It's unconstitutional. That California has no authority to fine. Basically, the federal government sets the standards. So Section 230 makes like Facebook, Apple, Google, and all these different people immune from being prosecuted, and California just decided that they're going to start fining, companies for speech they don't like that they consider hateful, hate speech. There's no such thing as hate speech in the United States. It doesn't exist. So it's not going to go anywhere, Anthony. It's going to get shot down. California has a history of passing a bunch of laws that are unconstitutional. They are doing it all the time. It's ridiculous. Why would Ro Khanna go speak at a pro-jihadi conference in Dearborn? Look at other speakers include Mehdi Hassan, current Democratic Senate candidate in Michigan, Abdullah Hassaid, and Anna Kasparian and Jihadi Dearborn Mayor Abdullah Hamoud. Yeah, you live in California. You didn't hear anything about it until it was brought up on a YouTube stream. California means completely silent on it. Yeah, I covered it a couple days ago. I think section. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I covered it a couple days ago. We got this guy laughs. We saw this guy laughs about the terror attack. So whatever. I mean, and look at this. What is wrong with the ADL? You're intentionally creating a targeted hate campaign against Christians. They say a Christian identity is a hate group. Nuts. They said Charlie Kirk is an extremist for promoting Christianity in America. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Yeah, the ADL. Got to go, man. I've had it with them. I really have. Yeah. Yeah, who wants to tell them? Turning Point USA. They're saying it's a hate group. Yeah, you were wondering if the UK could prosecute for online speech that California said hold your beer. Well, California's just going to fine you. They're like a $500,000 fine or something like that. That's what's insane. Yeah. According to ADL, America First is racist and anti-Semitic. So the term America First, it's extremist and anti-Semitic. Elon Musk must now publicly declare ADL harbors hatred towards Christians and has labeled the organization as a hate group. The ADL CEO, Jonathan Greenblatt, in his own words, compared Christianity to a virus and claimed it was the root of anti-Semitism. He pointed to this historic accusation that the Jews killed Christ as fueling centuries of hatred. Greenblatt concluded that being critical of Zionism automatically makes someone an anti-Semite.
Anti-Semitism is a bit of like a virus. And like some viruses, it exists in the kind of body politic and it's dormant, like chickenpox.
Mm-hmm.
You get chickenpox as a young person, and then after the kind of inflammation subsides, it's still in you. And it can manifest again when you're older because of stress or age as shingles. Although you can get inoculated and you can prevent that from happening. So I think anti-Semitism is similar. It's like this contagion. It's as old as time. Right? We face it for thousands of years. First, it was, after the death of Christ, there were these accusations that the Jews killed Christ and that the Jews weren't a real religion because we didn't accept Christ and then we didn't accept Muhammad. So you have this, the Jewish religion isn't legitimate, and that was the basis for the Crusades, which is at Tish B'Av, which, remembers the
fucking Crusades had nothing to do with, what is he talking about?
We had all these horrible things. And then after the Age of Reason, it was, maybe, and they realized that the sun doesn't revolve around the earth and the earth isn't flat. Then it was, maybe Judaism is okay as a religion, but it's the Jewish race that isn't legitimate. And then we saw kind of anti-Semitism metastasize into this kind of race-based form of hate, which of course exploded with the Shoah. And then after the tragedy of that, the injustice of that was exposed, people that said, it's not that their religion is illegitimate or their race is illegitimate. Now it's the Jewish state that's illegitimate. And we see that now in the form of anti-Zionism, which is anti-Semitism.
All right, Pat Hacker. Have a nice night. Let me see who's live. Yeah, I guess. Well, I got all screwed up here. Sorry. Okay. I want to thank everybody who was here. We went about 3.5 hours. I'm going to call it quits for tonight. I will see you all Monday night, 10 o'clock. Hopefully there's some better news, some stuff that makes us feel better instead of all this crap. I'm going to send you guys over to this channel called John Malin. Just say hi to him and tell him I sent you. And he's doing it's like a comic book type of thingy. It's the only thing I've seen really going on. So I'll send you guys over there. Have a good night.